7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
He has a lot of problems.
Struggle to be top 5 in points at the end of the season.
Wow.
You bleach your hair, you're a sellout.
Yo, what is up, everyone? Take 2 here. It is the Moto Aftermath Show, episode number 267. Foxborough, go look at the back screen if you're so. Why do you wait until I start recording here and actually talking to be like, am I on the
I was
lens?
just
Am
looking,
I in there?
dude. You didn't have to interrupt your
my
intro.
Goodness. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. This is the Moto Aftermath Show. We're in the TLR Coatings studios here. We're wrapping up Foxborough. I'm an idiot. Didn't start the audio recorder here on the first go round, so we're now on the second go round, which is just it's terrible. It's Sunday. I'm super full of Texas Roadhouse rolls right now. I went running. It was terrible. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. So if I have to step away, it's just I'm throwing up. It's fine. We got a full pack show here, including I'm gonna go over during the complete Racing Solutions halftime report. I'm going to go over how we're going to fix the sport and how the sport should be laid out. I wrote this out last night. I was pissed at one point, and I went, you know what? Boom. I got 2 Holster Co. Reload rants. We've got our Worx 450 race recap. We've got our Isaac Nelson Designs Deegan Danger Zone. We've got our 50 Grafx 250 race recap.
Boom.
And we've got our Pro Flo Racing mini moment of the night.
I know what mine is.
So they are all there. The show is presented by 50 Grafx and Complete Racing Solutions. 50 Grafx for all your custom graphics needs. Small hometown graphics company. I finally got mine on the bike. There's an edit on the Instagram and the TikTok page. If you're interested to kind of see what that looks like. What? Nothing. Yes, they're wrinkly. It's me. It's not the graphics.
That's not even what I said, but
my grips are still upside down. Go fuck yourself.
That
How's that sound? Anyway, maybe if I get advantageous here, we might even have a commercial with it because I shot some footage to try to do some more here.
I'll do it. Give me $5.
How about 50 cents?
No.
I just spent all of last month's on trying to pay down the credit card.
50 cents.
As much as possible.
And a pat on the back.
Yeah. So there might be 50 cents left in the account. Anyway, so make sure to check out 50graphics.com there. Again, great graphics. Terrible applicator here, but the graphics themselves are great. And then Complete Racing Solutions also presenting the show, and this month that is highlighting the Coach Rob podcast. So if you have a amateur kid racer or you're a vet racer yourself, Coach Rob has 2 podcasts that talk about all the ins and outs of those, so make sure to go check those out at the Coach Rob podcast. All right. Like I said, TLR Coatings Studios here. Thanks to them for allowing us to record in here.
Them or me?
Me, basically. But whatever.
Thanks, me.
It's fine. I'd like to thank, you want me to be Ken Roxon? I'd like to thank myself because I'm just really proud of myself.
And my dog.
For building this studio in my shop. So that's cool. All right. Co-host across the table from me here, we've got Justin and Cole. Hi. Take 2 here.
Allergies are kicking me in the nuts.
Dude, I had that a little bit too while I was running. So not only am I throwing up rolls, I can't breathe out my nose. It's terrible.
Sounds like a good day.
No.
Mowed my lawn today and I'm drowning.
Well, that'll have Zyrtec D. You gotta go get it.
I gotta get the D? I got the normal.
No, you gotta get it with the D. That's the serious shit.
Never had the D before.
Nope, get it with the D. The D will fix you right up.
All right.
So, all right. Let's pop this off here. First up, opening ceremonies.
Hey.
You see how I remembered that this time?
You highlighted it on the thing. That's
I did
why.
too, because otherwise I'll freaking forget. So,
oh, did you guys do your homework?
I have one.
Oh,
I don't. Don't
of
look
course
at me.
you know.
This is not my section to do.
It's not mine either, but whatever. You want me to go?
People like it though.
You want me to go?
Go ahead. I'll go.
All right. So I'm going to go with Cooper Webb. And I'd be surprised if anybody even knows this song, and I'm not going to try to sing it to you, so just look it up if you're curious. I'm Back by Royal Deluxe.
Royal Deluxe.
Yeah. Not very popular. This is like 3 years ago, I think. 3 or 5 years ago.
Is it the one that goes, I'm back?
There's a lot of different variations to it. Just look it up if you're curious. But
Right.
I'm Back, Royal Deluxe. I'm pretty sure you can kind of figure what the song is about. So,
No.
Is it about a Royal Deluxe burger?
What the fuck is that?
I don't know, like a burger with an egg on it. And
The name
stuff?
of the band is Royal Deluxe.
Oh.
The name of the song is I'm Back.
No.
There you
Well,
go.
here I am.
That's a song too.
I got one.
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm Cooper Webb as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh boy.
And
Are you KTM version Cooper Webb?
KTM Cooper Webb?
Yeah, are you KTM Cooper Webb? Not fat Cooper Webb, like 2021 Cooper Webb.
No, I'm current Cooper Webb.
Oh.
Current Cooper Webb coming out to a song called The Stroke by Billy Squire. I think that's right. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think so.
So it goes stroke me. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
He
So
doesn't
any-
listen to music.
He
Sounds
doesn't
real
listen-
gay.
Okay. Anyway, it's an 80s kind of rock song, and it says stroke me, but people think it's about stroking, but it's actually about stroking a check. Old boy stroking checks, and he's making penis puns. Did you hear the jacket off thing?
No.
So
No.
he's going arms was morning wood, and
Yeah.
then in the press conference they were like, "Yeah, you didn't have a jacket on the parade left." And sometimes he was like, "Sometimes you just got a jacket off."
That's
So
Awesome.
so this song is just fitting right in. It's about stroking checks, but it can also be about stroking.
He's got to have a bet with somebody to just
Something
see
else.
how many. of
How
these
many he
get
can
in.
do.
There's no way, because let's be real. I got nothing against Coop. I like Coop. He's not funny.
the hardest more.
He's funny.
I don't know.
He's
I've
not-
heard he is.
He's pretty funny when he's all business
All right,
at the
when
track.
the
but-
hell before all of this have you ever seen Coop make a joke in your life?
They
that's funny?
say outside of race day,
Okay.
he's a completely different person. But they're like race day, he's an asshole.
I can
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
understand that, but I'm just saying of what anybody has seen, and my only interactions with Coop, like actually with him, was when he was an amateur, not
on
when
race day.
So like, he's not. I've never seen him be funny, so that's why I say
You
he's
just got
got.
the cigarette in his mouth on the line was funny.
No, stupid.
I
Like,
thought it was
There was
hilarious.
another one where he was they were in between motos or something. He's like, "Yeah, I won that race, and then I kissed his sister or something." I don't know whose sister he was talking about, but
That's awesome.
He's got like dry humor, so like it's just different. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, I feel like he's got to have a bet with somebody. Like, how many of these can I
yeah.
get in there?
Anyway, The Stroke. I think I gotta make sure it's the right artist, or I
Alright,
sound like a jackass.
All right, cool.
The Stroke.
You could take a note and like,
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
oh my
Wow.
god, and now we're demonetized. Thanks a lot. Now you owe me 50
Yeah,
bucks.
Billy Squire.
Okay.
The Stroke.
Okay.
Stroke
Alright,
me.
cool.
All right, that's been opening ceremonies there.
Oh, I thought you were writing one down there.
No.
Nope. That's a different note for a different thing. All right, let's jump into this 450 race recap brought to you by our friends at Gutterworks. Always well hung, just like Cameron Sackadoo.
Sackers.
Sackas. All right, so let's pop this off. So, the one guy that we've talked about here that you don't want to let hang around at the end of the season is hanging around, and now we're tied. Webb gets it done. Fastest qualifier. Now, I kind of got some comments on my reaction show from last night, because in the reaction show I basically said, if Jet gets a start, there's no way that this race goes the way it went last night.
Like, what's a start in your opinion?
Top 5. Which means he would have
I
been
think I
right
would
with
have to
Sexton.
agree with that.
Like,
I mean,
I mean,
Because he was pulling that 3-3 out that none of those guys were doing in the middle of the main. I think that was just enough to.
my point to it is that, like, okay, you look at the heat race, he started with Webb, and Webb was fast all day. Like, I'm not trying to take anything away from Webb, but you go to that heat race where he started with Webb and was with Webb there, he beat him.
but he didn't pull him though.
So-
I thought honestly when he passed him, I honestly thought when he passed him, he was going to be. I was like, okay, well, there's like a minute to go,
Yeah.
and then Coop did what Coop, because honestly, I think in that heat race, I mean, Jet obviously like he was faster. He was only faster in the whoops.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that. I would agree with that.
Yeah, and I think that's honestly, and I have to disagree, and we can get to this when we talk. But like, I think that 3-3 was not faster.
It wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It was definitely easier to go 2-3-2 or
Chase has said a few times that he did it once or twice, and he said they did everything on it, and it was slightly faster, but the risk versus
it
reward
was just
was
super
not
inconsistent.
there. Yeah,
I just honestly think Jet, as Jet always has done, is his whoop speed was just better than everybody
It
else's.
was. It
Because
really
if I
was.
went back and looked at the lap times, because I was curious, because people were popping off, they were like, Chase had the fastest lap time. By the way, he didn't. Coop did of the
Yep.
night. I was curious, like
because
looking
Coop
at
did a 53 flat or
53.01 or something.
Yeah.
And Jet did like a 53.3 Chase, whatever.
Anyway.
But I looked at like when Jet really, after he got around Eli and he got a clear track and he was closing on Ando, I was looking at it and I was like, okay, like where was he really that much faster than everybody else, or was it a little bit here and there? And there was one lap where he was like a second faster, but everywhere else you could tell, and then the minimal like gap it was, and I'm like, oh, it's the whoops.
Yeah.
Like it's the whoops where he was making his time.
Well, and they showed that graphic. Do you remember? Did you watch the race last night?
I watched it today, but they had
They showed that graphic.
Yeah.
Like
It was
Jet
like
was
7
like
seconds or something.
Jet was like 0.3 faster
Yeah.
in the whoops
Which,
segment.
if you look at the lap times,
yeah,
that makes total fucking sense. Which, it doesn't matter. You're faster where you're faster, but
Yeah.
it's like, he's just making it up in the whoops.
Yeah.
Yeah, Coop just continues to deliver at the end of the season when it matters.
He came to fucking party last week or
I mean,
last night.
Party.
I was honestly really surprised, too, though, that he was fast to qualify.
Yeah, that was. He was shocked.
I had the camera, or I didn't have the camera. They had the camera on him during qualifying, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, he was
like,
pushing.
Well, when he got
passed the eye
that,
test.
when he got that first rhythm where he was going over the table, landing in the pocket,
Yeah.
and then 3, I'm like, oh, because I'm sitting there watching, and they had panned back to him, and then I saw him do that, but they were doing it from the front, and I'm like, oh, that's fast. Like that's got to be a
Yeah,
quick.
I was
That's got
like-
to be a good lap.
Did they not do that rhythm until the second practice?
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, they didn't do it.
Because I
till
was
the second
watching that, and I
round.
was like, I bet you somebody could go off the table, over the other one, 3,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, Eli went long one time. He hung the front wheel, and then he checked up. And then after I saw him do that, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, dude, somebody's gonna go over that table.
Yeah.
Like it's
Well,
so much easier to do it, but you got to be like right on it. And as soon as you land and it loads, you got to be. You
Yeah.
can't hesitate.
I was honestly surprised that there were 2 things I was surprised with. Number one, that no one went that single table single section there. I was surprised nobody went quad on that because Jet jumped that several times and went long into the face, and I was like,
I think there was no
quad it.
transition into the corner, man.
And
And
then-
that was going like right next to kind of the mechanics area, back across. The
Yeah,
before the
right
wall.
before you went across the
yeah,
wall.
where,
I think it was a-
section was going on and off.
I think it was
Yeah.
a risk versus reward though too, man. Because
Yeah.
you're right, but if you clip it,
Yeah.
you're blowing the corner.
And then the other one is that there was somewhere else that Jet went long on a 3
Right before the finish line.
Yeah, and I was like, ooh, you could probably quad
Well,
that if you really sent it.
Did you even see Eli in the second practice after the sand section come across the start where
Yes.
he jumped onto that little
Yeah.
staircase table or whatever? And I'm like, if you could hit that out front, that's fast. But if you don't, you get too much. You're floating.
Mm-hmm.
You're floating instead of driving forward. And I'm like, eh. So there was different options, but I think once again it all came down to, is this consistent enough? And
Yeah.
there was a lot of shit that just wasn't.
I really thought that track was going to race better than it did. In qualifying,
Yeah.
and I said in the qualifying show, I'm like, man, I feel like this track's really going to race well tonight because the setup was like
Yeah,
good.
and it was cool because there were options. Too.
Yeah.
Like, there were the guy like that line Coop did into the whoops where he was like quadding in,
Yeah.
and going quad or whatever. That was
Yep.
saucy looking.
Yep.
And then, like the 3-3 that Eli and Jet just started doing in the middle of the heat race. Like that is something I love that stuff. Like where a guy who puts his balls on the crossbar pad and pulls something out in the middle of the night that you haven't seen all day.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love that stuff, and you would think it'd make these guys a little quicker, but no.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. I thought the track was sweet and it provided some cool options and stuff, but it again, dartfish and all that stuff. If these guys just figure out what the right one is.
The dirt, I think, really held us back last night. Like, that dirt sucks. It's hard-based, so it's slick. And then, like, it just, I don't know. Like, I really think that's what killed it. I said in the reaction show last night that if we have St. Louis dirt with that track setup, I think the racing's completely different.
It's kind of wild too because
I think then the options come into play.
Save this for the halftime thing, but I want to bring something up about. If you write down Dirt Worx like bucket thing, and I want to see what you guys think. I don't know shit about moving dirt, and you know a little more about that stuff, so maybe you can debunk my theory. But
the dirt back in the day for East Rutherford always used to. Well, it used to be soft as fuck in that area. Like in that
Yeah.
area, obviously East Rutherford, that's Foxborough.
Yeah.
But it used to be soft as fuck, which I was surprised that it was almost like riding on gravel.
So they have Dirtworks now has a roller that goes on the front of the skid steers.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So
yeah.
when they have rain like this, they pack it in.
Yep.
Is what they did, and some of the guys brought that up in the post-race interviews I listened to about like, yeah, they packed it in and stuff, but it was super weird because you'd have like these super hard faces and then these super soft areas, and like it made everything just more tricky. And then it was like blue groove here, not here type deal. So I don't know. But getting back to Webb, man, like, yeah, he came to party all day. He rocked, he rolled, he did everything that he needed to do.
when's the last time we've seen a pull the whole shot and win race from him?
2021.
Yeah, it's been
That
a
was a
while.
long time. How pissed is KTM?
Their own fucking fault.
If only they'd have put that frame
look,
on that
man,
bike.
If they would have just let him make what he wanted to do.
We'll get to Chase, obviously, because he got second.
Yeah.
But, and I'm only saying this because I just, like Cole, I watched this sporting, so, like, fresh brain. And you guys will probably disagree with me. A lot of people keep saying like Chase was riding great, and I have some comments about his bike setup.
Well, let's just move right into Chase.
But no, hold on. I don't think Chase was ever going to win that race. I think we always talk about like Jet managing races, managing gaps. I think Coop managed that race last night.
I believe so.
But here's the thing: the reason why I made my comment of what I just said about like people talk about Chase. I've heard nobody say that. Everybody is on the other side. They're like, Chase. I personally believe with the way Coop rode that race, and if you start thinking about just who Cooper Webb is, I think Coop did what Jet does, and he managed that race. Chase got close.
Yeah.
Coop pulled it back out. Because here's the thing. When would we ever think that Chase is actually going to pressure Cooper Webb into a mistake?
Yeah.
I would
So
agree
why
with
can't we give Cooper Webb credit?
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
Give Cooper Webb the credit, and I think that puts another feather in his cap for confidence, because he can just be like, oh, everybody says Jet can manage a race. Look what I just went out and did.
And I'm not saying, like, I'm not comparing. I'm just saying, like, we always talk about Jet. Why can't we say that about Cooper Webb as well?
No.
Taking Jet just out of it. He's just the example.
No, you're not wrong. No,
I just think he managed that race.
Now, I was saying that,
Wow,
though.
we all just agreed.
Webb did make that mistake.
He did.
And had Chase not gotten over anxious and blown through that rut, Chase probably would have got him.
But what's who's to say though that
you
even
ain't
if Chase
passing Cooper Webb on the last lap.
who's to say even if Chase gets him that Coop just doesn't fucking pull what he does to Kenny and
Yeah.
for me when
it all could have happened. So.
when I watch Coop, to me when he's got a lead like that, outside of just getting his doors blown off, I just feel like he knows better. He knows where his level is, what he's got to do to get out front, pull a gap, conserve energy, and he did it. Like I just think it's not fair to give him the credit to do the same thing when we talk about not even Jet, just anybody. Oh, they can do this, but like, whoa, why can't Cooper Webb do it? Cooper Webb of anybody can fucking manage a race.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Rare.
I do.
Nah, no shit.
All right, so Sexton gets second. Top 5 start.
Bike still
Another guy that was just taking the consistent line, because
Yeah.
I was just watching him and Kenny doing the different line down that far rhythm, and he was going like on, off, 2-2 into the corner or whatever, and they were going over the table.
Yeah.
I was like, man, why is he just not doing that same line? But it was consistent for him, and he wasn't making up time or losing time.
Yeah,
so.
he made a comment in the press conference about some of the lines he was taking were just, yep, I can do this for 20 laps and not have to worry about it. Essentially, can we talk about that one that they caught on camera where it basically, like, he cross-roaded up the face of that
Which he's done like a bunch of times this year.
And we all were like, oh,
Yeah, but
shit.
I saw that and I was like, holy smokes! And I watched it back like 3 times. It was crazy that he like turned it into almost like a scrub and gained time on Kenny and turned it into a pass.
Yeah.
I thought that was very impressive.
I think that bike still looks like shit, though, man. I think that rear end is so fucking stiff, and I think, honestly, a lot of it had to do... I think that's why he was taking those outside lines, because he had to keep his momentum up to keep traction coming out of the corners. That track obviously was hard as shit, but if you watch Chase, how hard that back end lit up every time, and it's not like he was even rushing the short shoot sections. Like, he'd come out of the corner, stand the bike up, and he just had nothing in the rear end. That rear end was just instant, I'm on top, and I'm spinning.
Yeah, but-
so he realized, I got to go to the outside to keep that bike planted to the ground.
On the flip side of that, though, after the wall jump, he was diving it into that rut and pulling.
He was.
Like,
He was.
He was. I think they're going the right direction.
Yeah.
You can see flashes of brilliance of that bike in certain areas, but there are other areas where you can see it obviously lacks, because he had the chance to dive under and go to the inside of Kenny on that rhythm section I was just talking about. Ass end stuck up, kicked out.
Yep.
I mean,
but think about look how, and you talk about going in the right way. Fast as hell at Indy, every race. Great in Seattle, probably should have won Seattle. And then obviously last night, and I don't know about you guys, like he was decent in practice, but then all of a sudden in the heat race, when he's rolling up on third, I'm like, where the fuck did Chase come from?
Yeah, but also like watching it too, do you guys think he looks less animated?
What do you mean? Like when he's riding?
Like no scrubs, like just kind of.
I think that's him trying to figure the bike out.
And you know,
Person they
Be fine. It's a bummer, because you always want to see Chase do good at Redbud. It's going to be a long weekend if they don't have that bike figured out by the time he goes to some of these tracks, come outdoors.
Yep. Kenny gets third. Kenny was fucking irrelevant all day until the main, which is
that's just
typical
the shit
Kenny.
he does. This is
It's his time of the year to do that shit, right?
well, he's kind of coming out of a little bit of a slump for
Yeah.
him. And I think some of the other rounds too, like really weren't his fault. Just bad start. Well, I guess bad start is his fault, but just coming out of a slump and. Kenny just
we say
being
coming
what
out
he
of a
is.
slump, okay? St. Louis 12th, Seattle 5th, Indy 2nd, Birmingham 3rd, Daytona 5th. I mean, it's so weird how hard we are on him. Of like, oh,
It is.
this guy's terrible.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, his last 5 were 12, 5, 2, 3, 5, 8.
On a Suzuki, nonetheless.
On a
Do
Suzuki.
you guys think with the downfall of World Supercross that he actually shows up to more than just High Point come outdoors?
I don't know.
I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah, you
I
think
think
so?
so. I think
you
he
think
could-
you think he does multiple
think-
multiple rounds? He's not doing the whole series.
I don't know,
No.
man. I
But
think
how many rounds do you think
the
he
way
does?
he showed up on that at
Yeah.
High Point, like if he, man, like he probably had similar feelings of his championship season 16 on that bike.
Could you imagine him showing up to Fox Raceway and just like 2016 Kenny shows up and it's like, oh shit, he came to play.
Yeah.
Him and Jet just put
The problem is
2.5 minutes on the rest of
The
the field.
problem is that his cardio, I don't think it's good enough to run that
think so
pace.
either.
Even if somehow, by the grace of God, he came out and he just was like a second and a half faster than Jet, he wouldn't be able to sustain it for 35
Yeah,
minutes.
he's gonna have to eat a couple more livers and hearts. And
He's have to do something, pump some more roids or some shit.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Maybe. But that was a great ride by him.
Yeah,
To
I
get
mean,
third, I mean,
he's
yeah. How,
Fifth in
I-
points, fourth.
Let's see if you guys know this, but I had this argument with somebody.
fifth.
Are there any factory Suzuki parts on that bike?
Yeah,
At
from
all?
2012.
Like
what,
updated
though?
Suzuki, like updated parts.
Hubs.
Like that's what I'm saying. That's about
Stater
it.
cover.
Like suspension, he's running his own shit.
Mm-hmm.
Triple clamps, he's running his own shit.
I don't know. I guess I haven't paid attention to enough to it. Like, I wouldn't assume so. Like any like
Like
updated-
Twisted's doing the motor.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I mean,
But,
does
I
he
mean,
have?
that
Does he?
just-
Have, I mean, do they have a machined link arm and link knuckle on it? I mean, I'd assume he's got something on that rear end.
I don't know.
Maybe brakes, maybe caliper and brakes.
Yeah,
He's
shit.
also got a custom. And people are going to be like, "Well, that's not a big deal," but to these guys, it is. His perch, his
Well,
perch, and his,
Suzuki was always known for having a badass.
and his
perch.
lever is machined a certain way. But he's always been like
Oh, yeah.
particular.
I remember
about that
Reed
shit.
always being horny about that.
Those things are awesome though, dude. They're fucking sick.
No, anything factory sick.
Yeah,
so,
good point. Good point. But I mean, if you're talking about like big stuff, I'd assume not.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I
Like,
was thinking.
who's gonna do it?
No.
They're gonna have to do it in house.
You can look at that as like all these bikes are good these days. You just put whatever you want on them to make them work, or you can look at it as he's a hoss for riding it under a disadvantage. I don't know. However you want to look at
Or
it.
you could just be like these dudes. You could throw them on a 2018 version of it, and they'd be just as good because that's how good they are.
Yeah. Yep.
Jason Anderson must have saw our video talking about how he's throwing away the season and decided to show up and ride last night, so he gets a fourth.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was-
Maybe
was-
he did watch it. You know, I listened to that Gypsy thing where he's always talking about watching shit on YouTube.
Yeah.
He probably did see it.
Maybe.
Hey, El Hombre, if you're watching this, which I doubt you are,
Ryan Villapoto does, so it's
Ryan
fine.
Villapoto does. So
So see,
okay,
so
we got a follow from Villapoto. That's cool. But I doubt he's listening to the full 3-hour
no,
show.
definitely not.
But
Clips. And they're about
yeah,
him.
slide into my DMs. Get just hit up Bones, ask for Cole, and call it good.
Sure.
He's
My-
boys with Bone.
My question about Ando at this point is like, okay, like we got 4 rounds to go. He's kind of in a situation where he's stuck in points. He's not going to win. Going into outdoors, he's been testing outdoors. Like, where does his season go at this point? Like, is this like, did we see him get another podium? Like, what is he
see.
going to do?
He's trying-
He's like my walking question mark at the moment. Like, is he still figuring out the bike, or is it upstairs? Because we know
Yeah.
sometimes it depends on where his mind is.
Did you not watch our video?
No.
You should have watched our video. That would tell you everything you need to know. He's throwing the season so he can get out of his contract early so he can ride that Triumph next year.
Oh.
Is that
was-
simple?
Yeah, we talked about this last show.
No.
I didn't.
Yeah, we did
I
because he
didn't.
was down at club, and I was like, you know,
Are you? But I think he's referring to a show where it was just you guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Seattle. That was just
Oh,
you.
I
you filled
mean-
him in on the last show.
And I mean,
Yeah.
you know, Prado's going to be by himself next year. So
No. Or yeah.
next year,
No, I'm filling him.
yeah, they're gonna have to find a fill in somewhere, man. Because like you know, it's going to be an.
You know
empty
what?
seat.
I'm gonna sound like all the other homers out there on the internet. Oh, put Master Pool on it. Put Master Pool on it. Yeah, put Master Pool
I
on
mean,
it.
why not?
Like he's flying the flag for Kawasaki right now. Put him on it.
I mean,
You
they
know,
put,
it's
And
actually-
then
put Colton
all
Nichols
the
on a Honda for a year.
I mean, you know,
all the
who's
fans
actually-
are gonna be stoked.
You know, who's
yeah.
actually doing better on a Kawasaki than he is in Supercross right now. You know, he's from Michigan.
Oh, Mitchell Harrison.
He is. He's doing better in Time Master Pool, and he's on a Cowie.
Yeah.
in Supercross. Yeah.
Throw him on there.
Yeah,
Throw
do it.
Cade Clayson on.
I mean, Mitchell wants to ride outdoors, bro.
Yeah.
In America.
There you go.
So there you go. Throw Mitchell Harrison on that Cowie.
Maybe you should text him and be like, "Hey, bro, you over there talking to Cowie about since AC's retiring? Like, hey, here I am."
I bet you he actually already is.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me. I mean, he should be.
He should be. I mean, he's
He's
definitely
the kind of guy to go over and do that kind of stuff, though. Put himself out there.
I mean, think about how the pro circuit thing happened.
Is that how he did
Yeah.
it? He went over and just said, "Hey, I want it."
But I also think he's got a good relationship with those guys at Partzilla. So
I think so too, but I think that Partzilla team is again one of those teams that has to know, like, hey, we're here to help guys go beyond this. So like, you have to expect guys,
especially
because
because Mitchell has always been better outdoors.
yeah.
So
Anyway,
He's just whatever. I think next couple rounds will be good for Anderson. Though.
does
Back
he
to
does he
harder
get a
soil.
does he get a podium before the end of the year?
fuck,
I
who
think-
knows?
I mean, think about it, dude. We're going to Nashville, but it's supposed to rain. Nobody,
it's gonna rain?
Yeah, it's gonna rain.
Shocker.
Nobody knows what Philly's gonna be like. I don't know. And then Denver and Salt Lake is gonna be hard. So maybe Denver, Salt Lake, he gets podium.
Jack it off.
Okay. I don't think that fit in the context.
It sure did. All right. So
yeah, it was gonna be hard.
So
Stop.
Jet gets a terrible start, comes back to 5th.
Great ride.
Great. I mean, I thought it was decent for. He was
It was a good
16th when they went across the line on the first lap.
was
He
a
was
good ride.
He was back.
14th coming across the whole shot line because it
Little-
counted.
Very VRM of him
Yes.
to manage that race.
Yes. To not put it down. We got.
What?
Are you complimenting the man?
We got.
I
we
mean,
got,
dude, he rode great. I mean,
okay.
I'm gonna say nice things about Deegan too. Like Jet, honestly, man, and I think also it definitely helped him having Eli to mark Eli. In front of him.
Yeah, he would.
when we got
coming through the pack with
between
Eli.
15-minute mark and 10-minute mark in that main.
Yeah.
And neither one of them were really like going. I was like, this isn't where I don't know where we're gonna get to, but it isn't gonna be good.
Yeah.
So
They slowly worked their way in.
Yeah. That terrible start is my Pro Flow mini moment of the race because that changed the whole
Yeah.
atmosphere of this points championship, in my opinion. So
I also think, though, I mean, he probably still would have got to where he was, but I definitely think had Eli not been in front of him and somebody to mark off, I think it would have been a lot. He still would have made it where he made it, but I think having Eli and someone to gauge, like, I think that definitely helped him move his way through the pack.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Also, the last corner deal with Anderson.
Should have ran
I
it
think
in
he was
on
a
him.
little bit of a bitch about it,
I think
and
he
I
should-
think
I
it's
think-
only
I'd have wrecked him.
and I think it's only because it was the number 21. This
Should've
goes
saw it
all the way back to the
Should've
beginning of the
sawed off that
season.
front end, bro.
did you see the Dirt Shark video from what practice?
When he ran into the back of him or
Yeah,
whatever?
Dirt Shark's like, so Ando, you and your boy out there, and he's like, what? And he's like, you and your boy. Oh yeah, I came in real hot, got in the back of him. He's like, yeah, I saw you throwing your hands up. Like, what was up with that? He's like, well, it was totally my fault, but I wanted him to think it was his fault. And I'm like, that is a vet move right there. Like, fuck you, kid. This is your fault.
It was that little interaction was funny, and then he's got
Uh-huh.
that like little laugh, like yeah,
Deegan laugh.
yeah, kind of. But no, I think if that would have been anybody else in the last corner, Jet would have ran it in a little harder. But I don't think he wanted the.
He didn't want that smoke.
He didn't want the smoke.
Well, Barsha, too. He probably wouldn't have done it if it was Barsha, too. So Barsha
I'd have
and
punted him.
So
I mean,
I'm-
you should have saw it off the front end, bro. Do it. Fuck, because you wouldn't be tied in points right now.
No.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely
I know it's
I think a learning. Jet's always talking about like learning experience. That's one of
Yeah.
those learning experiences for him because instead of trying to dive into a rut, he's got to go across all of them.
Dude, I will say, though, it is wild how up and down his starts have been the last couple rounds.
Jet?
You go from,
Yeah.
like, what it was in Indy, and then Seattle and St. Louis. I know the second main was good, but the first one wasn't, and then that, and then obviously his heat races are really, like,
Yeah.
dude, it is just so weird because he has always been good at starts. And then outdoors, we all know what he did outdoors. Like,
I'm
fuck,
super
how many-
interested with how up and down his starts have been this year. When we get outdoors, do we go back to what they were last year, where he's just yanking them at every
Or is it going to
race?
be like up and down like this?
Yeah.
Because if it's up and down like this, I mean, that's definitely
makes it
going
more
to. I
interesting
mean, it's
to
definitely
watch
going to
him
make it
come
more
through.
interesting. Yeah, it's going to be.
Well, last night I'd be interested to know what Cooper Webb was saying on the line starting next to him.
You little bitch.
I think maybe there were some words said, and maybe it did enough to give him a shitty start.
Maybe.
I'd have just tapped him on his shoulder.
Good luck,
Not-
buddy. Good luck, buddy.
Good luck, bud.
Who the fuck you call him Bud, pal?
Call me pal, dick.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Just jack it off, all right?
Jack it off. Just jack it off.
I mean,
What?
Yeah, you know how Webb is. He does. He's
Mm-hmm.
not afraid to run his mouth and say little snarky comments like
I
that.
mean, hey, dude,
so.
like, if that's what you got to do, and, like, honestly, if I'm Coop, depending on these next 4 races, like how the qualifier or the heat races go,
I'm lining
line
up
up
next to him
right
every
next to him,
every
bro.
time. Yep,
Whether it's
every
working
time.
or not, just make him think, like, dude, I'm right here. Hey,
Yeah.
jack it off.
And I think, I think that's exactly what he did last night.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it could be.
it like I said, it is very weird to see how up and down Jet starts have been because they have been either like, hey, I'm first or second, or I'm like,
Or like
10th.
last night, which was
And there was,
horrendous.
and dude, when he hit Ando, obviously he didn't mean to. There was part of me that goes, oh shit, like he's going down in the first turn again. And then obviously we have a whole different conversation now too. But
Yeah.
no, he was
Who
great.
hit Ando?
What's up?
Somebody hit Ando.
Jet ran into the
On
inside of
the-
him
yeah,
on the start.
He
didn't mean
got cross
to.
he
Yeah.
got crossed up and ended up
No,
running
he
into
hit
Ando.
Mookie.
Was that who he hit?
He ran into Malcolm.
Didn't Ando though? Like, didn't he run into Ando in the process after that?
Ando was ahead of the whole deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
Oh.
ran into Malcolm Stewart.
Anyway, that was a good ride by him to
Yeah.
get back to fifth there and salvage that so that they're tied in points.
Bless you.
And now we have a 4-race playoff series
gonna be
here. Here's the thing,
Bless
though.
you.
I talked to Coach last night. Coach is like, these guys are in trouble now because he's pissed. And I'm like,
We gotta
I'm
stop.
Like,
We
I
gotta
could
stop
see
doing
it.
that. We gotta stop doing that.
I'm like, I could see it. Do I really think? I don't know. It's hard to say because you see like last night and it's like all it takes is a bad start. And we all know Denver track's very similar of it's like that
So is Salt
silty,
Lake.
rocky.
Salt Lake's yeah.
Yeah, where like it's unless the track is built a certain way, it's hard to make time anywhere. Which again, that's what I think part of it was last night. That track, there was literally just nowhere you made time on anybody.
I think we don't know what's going to happen in Philly, so I can't comment on that. But I mean, dude, we look at the next 3 out of 4 tracks, and more than likely they're going to be the exact same thing, one line to shit. I mean, dude, Nashville last year was one line as hell. I love Coach to death. We got to stop saying that whole piss thing. Like Jet, we can say Jet's going to be pissed and he's pissed, but like it's just I personally don't think with Jet with his attitude, whether he's pissed or he's just being himself, it really makes a difference because he's either going to do well, he's either going to win, or he's going to have moments like last night. I personally, I don't think his attitude going into the weekend makes a bit of damn difference because we can say he's pissed and maybe he's going to be. But does that mean he wants the championship all of a sudden more than he did last night? Like I don't see that. Like I love Coach to death and I agree with him on a lot of stuff. But I just don't like it when people say that because like what Cooper Webb's going to be pissed. Like I don't think it makes
probably pretty pissed.
I don't think it makes a difference with these guys. Like I just think that they're too good for they're going to be pissed. I just don't think that makes a difference personally.
All it takes is one pissed off race where he puts 45 seconds on everybody, and then
Well,
that
never
changes
gonna-
the dynamic also.
It's never going to happen in a Supercross race.
45 seconds in Supercross.
Maybe in a mud race, but not in a dry race. Like that's just impossible. Not in a 20.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen. Stu never even was ever going to do something like that.
He was 2 seconds a lap faster in St. Louis. How many laps did we do?
So
You put him in a 20-minute main.
The whole main, he was 2 seconds.
he's not. He wasn't 2 seconds lap to the whole fucking main.
Yeah.
You're just not going to do that. It's not sustainable. Even somebody
God,
like Jet.
All right.
This guy.
See, I agree with him, and I'm doing well, and I'm giving Jet all of his flowers like he deserves. But then
and then
when
he
he says
comes out of left field with
but then
that.
when he says stuff like that,
I'm just
like
saying,
that's
you're
why
saying it's impossible.
it's
Well,
impossible.
you're
I
2
mean,
seconds a
yes,
lap faster.
Yes, it's possible mathematically.
It's possible if he's racing the futures class.
Stu, Toronto 2013, if he doesn't get a bad start and have to come through the pack, he probably puts 45 seconds on everybody.
Yeah, no, he
No.
wouldn't. No.
Are you
no,
kidding me? He was
No.
flying that
45?
night.
Yeah, no. 45, dude, that's a long time on a Supercross track, bro.
I barely see 45-second wins outdoors.
Yeah, that's going to happen. I know you can do the math right now, and we all know what the math would take in a 20+1, but it's never going to happen outside of a mud race. A dry race, you would literally have to yank a hole shot and sprint the entire time, and then hope when you get into lap traffic, somebody doesn't goon out in front of you.
I mean, you don't have to sprint.
And you'd have to race the futures class.
And you'd have to race the futures class or the whole entire 250 LCQ.
We'll get to features.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
he
so-
does so good. I was
Okay.
doing
We
great.
were doing
until-
well.
Okay.
We were doing well.
All right, so
Until he does that.
Who you got for the title between Jet and...
Honestly,
Ooh, it's
I agree with
tough
your
right now.
reaction video because I watched the 450 part of it. I didn't watch the 250 side.
That's okay. You watched some of it. Hell
Wow.
I agree with your assessment. I'm going to have to wait until after this coming weekend, especially if it ends up being a mutter, because I think that I'll just say this, I think if Jet wins, it's going to be really hard to bet against him. But if Coop wins, and I don't care how he wins, 3 rounds to go, one of them we not knowing what's going to happen. The other 2 rounds, we know how the tracks break down, literally the same every year, outside of it snowing like it did in 2012. It's going to be really hard. And now that it's been proven that, like we just talked about, Jet starts being up and down, ask me that question after this weekend, and I'll give you a
Yeah,
definitive
I think
answer.
I will too. It's so hard because Jet clearly has more speed.
Yeah.
But
Coop's
Jet's
a dog.
but Jet's never been in a championship pressure situation like
Which
this.
is weird, actually, to think about. He actually is right.
Yeah, because every championship he's ever
Yeah, it's
won,
true.
he's locked it up a round or two early. He's never taken it to the last round. So
That
how's
is-
that going to go?
Yeah,
That is actually...
That's an
That's weird. We
interesting
haven't
point.
talked about that, right?
Yeah.
We have not talked about that. It's obvious. That's right, though. That is interesting. Not to say the Jet can't handle it mentally, because obviously he's a stud.
Mm-hmm.
That is true, though. He's never actually gone to win the fucking race or beat the guy in front of you, or you lose the title.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so how's that going to work?
That might be a storyline if we have that going into. And then I'm just going to tell you I'm going to take Cooper Webb. Because the difference is Cooper Webb will saw your leg off.
I mean, Coop will,
Like, literally, he will saw it off.
yeah, I mean, he'll say something. He'll say some off the wall shit in the tunnel before the race or something.
Never mind.
Don't go there. Don't go. Please don't go there. Like, we're already like a black sheep of the,
I stopped.
of the community.
I stopped.
Yeah, you almost didn't.
No, well, I
I'd
stopped.
just like you to not.
I stopped.
Okay.
I don't know where he was going with it.
You
but-
don't
I
want
don't
to.
want. You don't
All
want
right,
to.
keep going.
All right, Tomac,
Oh, you- what's
sixth
this?
place.
Never mind.
That was weird.
Is it like some Star Yamaha?
Oh my god!
Like,
Hello,
pitting
hey,
outside
it's
the
fine.
truck kind of stuff?
I'll be waiting.
no.
Oh.
It's no big deal.
Eli, no, he was good. I think it definitely proved last night though that after 15 minutes his body just shuts down. Because for him to do as well as he did and then
It
make
was really weird how good that heat race was. How about that star on the heat race too? You think you
Dude,
could hear the doghouse again?
the main too, but the main too though, like the main was great because there was times where he was pulling away from Jet and he was getting in and out of traffic, and then Jet gets behind him and then Jet gets around him, and you would think, okay, like they've been marking.
Well, he was. That I think that was the nail in the coffin because they had it to where they had that flashback. Tomac had that run through the whoops and almost barshed his ass.
Yeah,
And then that he lost probably 4 or 5 seconds, and just when you're going that
Yeah.
fast and at that speed and you're that far into the main, I don't think he was just able to make it back. However, Jet did pass him, and he was latching on.
he
to
was.
Jet.
Yeah.
And was pacing him and running with him, and then that happened, and it just
Yeah,
kind
you're
of
right,
took the
you're
wind out
right,
of his
you're right.
sails. So
I mean, it
I'm
was
not going to
good.
read too far into it. I think that's definitely going to be another, as weird as it sounds, because he's on the Mount Rushmore, in my opinion, a learning moment for Eli.
I definitely
Learning
do.
the speed.
I definitely agree with the same comment though that goes for Jet. If Jet gets a start, it's a high probability he wins. I think if Eli, same thing you say for Eli. Eli gets a start and he rides like he did in that heat race,
Yeah.
he can win too.
Yep.
Because holy shit,
Yeah, he
That
looked
heat
that was
race
an
was
insane
incredible.
heat race.
Yeah,
My God.
and pulling that 3-3 out, like,
And he didn't size it up in practice too. That's the
No.
thing. Jet was
No.
the only one that did it, and Eli was just like mid heat race. I'm like,
yeah,
oh,
and you could kind of see him eyeing it up. He came
Yeah.
out of that corner. I was like, damn, that's a rooster tail.
yeah. I mean, dude.
Yep.
Yeah,
all right.
no, good.
Hunter Lawrence 7th. Okay. Yep. There we are.
You think he had Twinkies on the way to the race?
Huh?
Any Twinkies?
Get
Any?
that insulin going.
Yeah. A little insulin
No,
spike.
he was good though, man. He's kind of just he's there now.
Yeah, it sucks that he's, from the trajectory, I guess, that he was on, and then his brother coming in, that he is now the second tier guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Kind of weird.
Which
Yeah.
is damn good in Europe.
Justin Cooper, big get off in that heat.
I don't know
Almost
about
bad.
You, I don't know about you boys, but I honestly, when I saw that replay, I was like, oh, please not let it be an Austin Faulkner moment.
yeah.
Because he went flying through the air, and I was like, well, the side of the track's super close.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was that's pretty ugly, and I know he was probably sore.
Yeah.
It's so funny to watch those factory guys like that in the LCQ, like how like timid they are.
They don't know what to do. They're like
No.
shit.
But that heat race though, he was pacing Eli.
He was, man. I
Yeah.
mean, dude, Jay Coops, like, he's good.
How about those star guys all day right together, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, all that kind of stuff, which is impressive. So
He's going to be, dude, I'm telling you, outdoors, he's going to be really good.
Can't wait.
Justin Hill, 9th.
Hey,
Take your moment here.
hey.
One race a year.
Really? Like, what the?
I don't know. Just yanks a start, running top 5.
I understand at the end of last year, he did well, and then he got that 4th.
I mean,
but
it's not a
like,
completely unloaded pack, and he ran 5th for a while.
But I'm like, where does this, this is the annoying thing with Justin Hill, is he's so damn talented. And then he does this shit out of nowhere. He pulls it out of his ass. And you're like, dude, I know that you don't care that much, but this is ridiculous.
Speaking of shit out of his ass, what was that move on Jet going into the sand? Did you guys see that?
No.
Jet passed him, and he was going into the sand, and he fucking squared him up. Went right, tried to block pass his ass.
I mean, it seems like a very Justin Hill move.
Threw a fender right in there.
Good, do it.
But I'm wondering if it like Justin Hill is pissed off because Jet was probably behind him, like move, get out of the way, probably doing some shit like that.
You think that's what he was doing?
Yeah, he's like, get out of the fucking way, mate.
You think that's what he looks like too when he's doing it? Like,
Think he called him a C word?
No.
Yeah.
Maybe he's
a
like,
kook?
get the fuck out of the way.
That was
more
Was that-
McGregor. That was McGregor.
That
Oh my
was
God.
like
Okay, we're gonna move
that
on.
was terrible.
Anyway, he was probably bitching at Hill and pissed him off. So
Stu 10th. Okay.
What Stu's doing?
get off that bike.
Barsha 11th.
Get off that bike.
Get off that
Okay.
bike.
Retire.
Benny 12th.
Get off that bike.
You had to
Out
go
of
through
the
the
LCQ.
Hold on. Wait, we'll keep going. Colt Nichols 13th.
Get off that bike. Yeah.
Colt's issues go deeper than just the bike, but you're right.
Yeah.
I think it's the wrist though, or what?
Yeah. I think he's gonna have. I think that's gonna be a lifetime thing.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, real bummer.
looking
Considering
dude.
like what?
Good looking guy.
What the?
Mitchell Harrison 14th.
That man, I'm pumped for him, bro.
Good race for him.
Good fucking race, man.
Yep.
Top private.
He said in a post-race interview, he's gone from, man, I just want to like get in through the LCQ to now like, all right, cool, I'm main event
making it through the
guy.
heat
I'm
races.
going through the heats now.
Yeah,
Yep.
here's a great example of like if things aren't going well on the 250F,
Yeah.
say fuck the 250 and just grab a 450 and
Yep.
see where
And
you're
the
at.
thing is, man, like he was telling us in Indy, like he wasn't even supposed to be on that bike. It was only because Tonti got hurt and
Yeah.
his team owner went like, "Hey, you want to ride the 450?" He's
Yep.
like, "Well, sure."
Yep.
Faulkner should do that.
Okay,
Yeah,
here's
we're gonna do a lot of things.
so here's something that we can talk about here. So AC 15th
retiring as we
announced
all know.
his retirement. Anybody surprised?
No.
Nope.
No. I think did this announcement come a little earlier due to the ankle?
I think so.
No.
Well, I think that just I think that just sped it up.
Or was outdoors?
I don't think he was
in
ever
the
going.
plan.
I don't think he was ever going to do
No.
outdoors.
No, I don't think outdoors.
But I
no.
think this sped it up. I think that he was probably going to wait till the end of Supercross, and then he's just like, I might as well say it.
We'll still see him ride because he said,
Once again on 250,
He'll finish it out.
he doesn't want to ride a 450. He's like, I can't handle a 450 anymore.
well, yeah, and
I did
but
do
he
that,
said
yeah.
he's like, when I don't have to go out and worry about lap times or going 20 minutes or whatever, he's like, I can still ride. He's like, the thing is just like once the hand goes, and I'm just like, okay, cool, I'm done.
And
But he's
I
like,
believe
won't-
that. For 2 laps, he can be the fastest in the world.
Bro, I want to see him some edits of him this summer just on a PC 250F, just throwing down at Glen Helen.
Oh, he'll be doing like. He'll still be around making content. He's a big content guy. So,
Okay, so you got like,
Does Tickle get booted?
why would Tickle get booted?
like
Tickle's a good
testing?
tester. He's definitely
You
better
think
than AC
AC's
at
better?
testing.
I don't think AC's good at testing.
Tickle has probably got a lifetime role as a tester.
I don't know.
I don't think
Nobody has
lifetime,
ever. This is not. I'm not talking bad about AC. I'm just saying facts. No one has ever said AC is a good tester. Tickle actually is.
He doesn't. I don't know.
I don't say. I also don't think AC is going to be a
It's not
test guy.
not really a storyline for. Well, I mean, he can throw down for a few laps.
He can, but that doesn't mean he's going to test
and
for
he's
them.
and he's much fresher and much faster than Tickle ever was.
I don't know. I don't know what the budget looks
He's got
like.
the same
but
amount of titles though.
Why don't you call your
like,
guy
where-
and find out? You're a Kawasaki guy.
Yeah, but
Let's
I
go
don't
through
think
the roll-
they.
Let's go through
I
the
don't think
Rolodex.
they make an ambassador role for him because you've got
No.
McGrath, you've got Hodges. I don't
That's
know
why.
what kind
That's
of
why
program
I'm
Hodges
saying
was on.
they don't.
Tickle stand on the team.
Uh,
Here's my. Here,
Hey, this is kind of interesting though. I did see this. Our marketing guy is on LinkedIn.
okay.
So this isn't insider information, but on LinkedIn, and it was a truck picking up 2 side-by-sides.
Yeah.
So obviously Kawasaki's making a big run at side-by-side. And I'm looking at it, and they're 4-seaters, and I'm looking at the truck. I'm like, who is this? And it had a Fun Haver sticker on it. So Vaughn Gittin Jr.
nice.
Oh,
picking
okay.
up 2 Kawasaki side-by-sides.
So-
Maybe he's making some RTR side-by-sides. That'd be cool.
I got a. That would be cool. I want getting. I got a question for you guys, and this probably would be more towards you. I know
Okay.
that you watch his content, but like you're more of the AC guy, and we all know that AC because how articulate he is, good looking kid. Like he would.
Whoa.
What? You just said Colt Nichols was a good look. Shut the fuck
Better
up.
looking than AC.
Whatever.
Hey, my mom
he needs
says
to
I
be-
look like AC, so thank you.
Did you just say your mom says you look like AC?
Yeah, my mom's like, you and Cincerella look alike. And
So
Justin
many-
just
I
said he
have-
was good looking.
I have so many comments right
so
now.
that
Please
that
continue
means
on
Justin
before I
thinks
make
I'm
them.
good looking.
Anyways,
please continue on
we
before I
all
make
and we've said
comments.
this for a long time. Like we'd like to see him in the booth. Like we're doing this rotating thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any truth though?
The fuck was that?
Was that a bomb? I think somebody just died.
That sounded like a car accident right there, didn't it?
God, I hope so.
I'm not sure.
That literally sounded that.
That was loud.
So that was too big to be a gunshot.
Maybe we should pause the show here.
yeah,
We'll be right back.
pause the
We'll be right
show.
back.
All right, and we're back. We have no idea what happened. was a big boom.
So
Boom went to Dynamite.
Boom
must
went
be.
to Dynamite.
back to my question.
And
Yeah.
Boom went AC's career.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
we've all talked about how we would love to see AC in the booth, commentator, whatever.
Yes.
Is there any truth to the comment? Somebody told me that he made a comment that he actually ultimately one day wants to work for like ESPN. He wants to commentate, like he wants to do like not just motorsports related things, like he wants to do like football, basket, like
Oh, dude, yeah, and he openly said like, yeah, he talked about that on his pod.
Okay.
Like that's the career
that's a legit
that he
thing.
wants to pursue.
yeah.
All right, cool. So that's legit.
That's cool. I mean, the thing is like, where's he going to go in the booth? Are you going to kick out Ricky?
I think they
No.
need to do this rotating thing.
It'd have to be outdoors
Yeah.
because I don't think
I like
Stu-
the rotating thing, and they need to bring the rotating thing into Supercross.
I think it'll be outdoors, man. I bet we see him outdoors a little bit this year too because I don't think Stu committed to another full season like he did this past year. I mean, dude,
I
him
think
and Weege in the booth, that'd be great.
We'll see. We'll see.
That would
So,
be great.
All right. Kate Clayson 16th,
Okay, Caleson.
Chiz 17th,
Just making mans.
Jeremy Hand 18th,
Jeremy Hand.
Jerry Robin 19th,
Wow, made a main.
Ty Masterpool 20th,
Ready for outdoors.
Shane McElrath 21st,
Good. Just good.
Devin Simonson 22nd. All right.
Surprised he hasn't blown up a bike yet.
That's been your. Oh, I guess one other thing before we end this here. So AP crashes in practice, hurts his elbow.
Has there been any more, like, is he done for the rest of Supercross?
Haven't seen anything.
What did he do? Did he tuck the front end after the triple?
Yes.
Then he hit a
Is that what it
tough
was?
block, right?
No, I think it's just the braking bumps going down the triple, and then it just washed the front and boom, right on the elbow. Yeah, that was rough. That was rough.
Yeah, I really hope it doesn't. Well, I mean, dude, Supercross now has been derailed, but I really hope he doesn't have to miss the rest of Supercross because once again, be the story of AP's fucking career, like doing really, really good, injury.
Yep. So, all right, that's been your 450 race recap, brought to you by our friends at Gutterworks, always well hung like Cameron Sackadoo there. All right, moving on to our Complete Racing Solutions halftime report. You leaving? Oh,
What the fuck are you doing?
I was putting my hand up. I was ready to go with my reload.
okay. All right, cool. We'll jump
you
right
No,
in.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's okay.
You put your hand up? This isn't high school.
Could you get your feet away, your Crocs off me?
Why do you have Crocs on?
These aren't Crocs. I mean, I guess these are Vans versions of Crocs.
Because
These are the
it's
cool
because he's an
version of Crocs.
NPC.
Oh, do you go hang out
Yeah,
at
I
the
was
lake?
just trying to play footsies with you because you got a haircut.
Do you go hang out at the lake with those?
Yeah.
Chicken the kid got baptized.
Me and Biden are
today,
just laying
so
on the beach.
Decided to look nice for it.
Did you just say Joe Biden?
Me and Biden are kicked back on the beach. That's
Get
what
out.
we do.
Get out.
Get out.
Get out. No,
Okay,
seriously.
I
get out.
guess whatever.
Anyway, all right. Complete Racing Solutions halftime report here. Let's start with our Holster Co. Reload Rants. Go for it.
So mine is kind of minor, and you guys could probably relate to this, but God, it pisses me off. And I don't know if it's parenting or just shitty people or what's going on. Or maybe it's just the world we're in. But
All of the above.
dude, when I hold the door open for you at the convenience store, fucking say thank you.
Are you for real? This is
Yeah,
your
this
beef?
is me off.
This is legit. I'm
Pisses
with
me
you.
off, dude. Like I like at Kohl's the other day. Like I held
Cole was at Cole's.
Cole was at Kohl's. I held the door opened one up, and it's a dual door.
Yeah.
I'm there fucking holding both doors open for the,
Oh, look
the
at
lady
you.
behind me,
Look
like being
at
a nice
you.
fucking guy.
Yeah.
And she just trucks on through.
Doesn't say thank you.
And I'm like, fuck me. And then I go to leave, lady behind me with a stroller with her kid and stuff.
yeah.
I'll dual door it again. I'm dual dooring it, standing there again. And that lady was like, thank you so much. And
Yeah.
I was like, thank you. Thank you for thanking me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can I say something to you? And I'm not saying I disagree with you, but here's the problem with this. The fact that you're doing that and expecting something in return means you're actually not doing it for the right reasons.
Nah, fuck that.
No,
You're
like
absolutely
that- it's
right.
that- no,
If
it's-
they
it's
go
true.
to
No, you know what I do? You know what I do too? Like today, it
Yeah.
kind of pissed me off. I held the door open. Guy walked in, and as I was letting go of the door, I said, "You're welcome."
That's what I do. I go, hey, no problem. I'm very loud
But
about
if
it
you're doing-
if they
you-
don't say thank you.
You don't do nice
don't know,
things for
man.
people expecting anything in return, though.
You know
Like,
what I?
that's not-
You know what
that's
I
not-
expect?
dude, this is psych-
you
this
know
is
what I-
psychology
You know,
101.
you know what my grandma
It-
tells
no,
me?
You know what
it's
I expect?
psychology
You know what I
101.
expect?
Guess what,
The common
though?
fucking courtesy to say thank you.
I'm not saying you're
Hey,
wrong,
you know-
but
you know-
then you're not doing it for the right reasons.
You know what my grandma tells me every time I leave the house?
What?
Mind your manners.
True, and I'm saying you're doing the. I'm saying
Your
you're
grandma
doing the
lives with
right
you?
thing.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying you're doing the right thing, but you can't do
When I leave her house, I guess.
all right.
you can't do nice stuff for people and then expect something in it, because then it's not really, you're not doing it really for the right
Hey,
me,
you want me to
that's-
not do it for the right reason? I'll pull them back out the door, shut the fucking door in their face, and let them try to walk through and be
to
like,
me,
good luck.
That's mannerisms. That's manners.
That's manners. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm
this
not
is
saying
basic,
you-
this is a basic common courtesy. I'm holding the door for you. You say thank you. I say the same thing. I'll tell you what. Here's another common courtesy that fucking is ignored nowadays.
Yep.
In the grocery store.
Nowadays, I feel like we grew up in the 50s.
In the grocery store.
Oh boy.
Someone's
so
standing on like this side of the aisle looking at that shelf.
Mm-hmm.
You walk by them. Do you say excuse me as you walk by?
In the
Grocery store. Like they're looking, okay, and you're just trying to go down the aisle. There's nobody else there, and you're just like, okay, cool, I'm just going to sneak by this person. As you sneak by them, do you say, pardon me, excuse me, whatever?
It depends on if their cart's parked like a fucking jackass.
Dude, there's another boom. Somebody's shooting guns down.
I don't care
It
anymore.
depends on if their cart is parked out in the middle like a jackwagon.
No, I'm saying they're up against the shelf like they're supposed to be. They're looking at the shelf across the way because they're trying to find something.
I don't know if I do. I think maybe I do that just to know, like, so they don't turn around and back into me or something, just to know I'm there.
Yeah, so I say
And maybe
it.
if they just don't notice me.
I say it. It's very quiet, but I'm always like, pardon me, excuse me, whatever, as I walk by. Again, common courtesy. I don't have to say it, and most people don't. Bugs me because it's like, cool, it's not like I'm staring there or anything. Like, I'm not expecting a lot. I'm not expecting you to stand there and wait for me to figure out what I'm going to do, pick it off the shelf, and then you can go by. But like, hey, man, like if I'm sitting there looking and you just like,
Yeah,
you gotta
and
be shooting Tannerite, dude.
they're shooting Tannerite out there. But to branch off that, don't park your fucking shopping cart right in the middle of the aisle.
That's a thing too.
Put that thing up
That's
tight.
a thing too.
And let's treat the aisles at the grocery store like the road. If you're going north, stay on the right side. If you're going south, keep your cart that way.
You guys are making me laugh right now.
Justin doesn't go grocery shopping.
Hey, you want to know?
No,
what
I
you-
grocery shop online and then I go pick it up.
See, that's the
Yeah.
route I'm about to go. That's about what I'm about to fucking start doing. Is
No,
I'll-
wait, I like grocery shopping. I like going down the aisles. I
don't.
like
So
looking
part
at
of
the
me,
stuff.
yeah.
I
So
don't.
some days I like that, and I like to people watch too. There's a great people watching in Battle Creek, Michigan. So
Yeah, there is. Dude, there's great people watching everywhere, let's be real.
yeah, but yeah, I'm starting to get on the program living out here. I mean, you live a little closer to civilization than I do over there.
I can be
but,
Myers in 10 minutes.
but I fucking
How long does it take you to get to Myers in Battle Creek?
probably 20 minutes,
Really?
20, 25 minutes. So, yeah, the online thing really saves a lot of time in my day, so I don't have to commit.
This conversation is
See,
just
I
funny
just
to me,
need
man.
I just need some time out of the shop, and like that's something that's like I'm out of the shop.
You should go to the park though.
Yeah, sometimes that shit just
I don't need that.
gets
It's like
me out of the
it's like
house. too,
it's like
so.
my things are, and I can tell I'm getting old because it's walking the dog and going grocery shopping.
Next thing you're gonna tell me, you're gonna start eating dinner at 3:30.
No, that's
you're not old
usually-
then yet.
That's usually later than that. So
Anyway, yeah, that's what I got.
That
But-
yeah,
that whole
good
conversation was
rant.
fun.
Good rant. I'm with you on that.
Dude,
Wow, I don't know what the hell they're shooting
they're
over there,
shooting
but that
some
is
big
some
shit.
big shit.
Getting ready for the government,
That's good.
and we were just canceled.
Yeah, it's fine. YouTube yanked us off. All right.
Whoa.
Do you guys want my rant?
Jack it off.
Jack it off, baby.
Jack it off.
Do you guys
Hard as
want,
morning wood.
do you guys want my rant that has to do with racing, or do you want my rant?
Well, this is a racing
Well, we
show.
just did a life rant, so let's go into some
Well,
racing
actually,
rant.
so it's just a different type of racing that my second rant has.
Okay,
to do.
first do that one.
Okay,
then do the
let
other
her
one. Okay.
Formula One. You're a
Oh,
big
boy.
Formula One
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, I am. Open wheel racing.
So
Yep.
you know this whole Andretti controversy that's going on, right?
What part of it? Because he's always in controversy. Are you
Where
talking
they-
about not being allowed to have a team?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
Go.
they feel that he
Yes.
doesn't bring enough value to the sport.
as Formula One is concerned.
And my thing
Yes.
when I heard this is I went, man, you know, all these motor sports promoters are morons. Every single one of them. Doesn't matter which one it is, because now I'm learning a lot about a lot of different things. The name Andretti carries so much when it comes to open wheel racing, and you want to tell me it doesn't bring value to your thing?
Not to them though. In America, it does, and you are totally right, but not in Formula
In
One.
America, it does. You've got 3 rounds, and your world headquarters are going to be in America.
Here's the
Where
thing
else
to
are
them.
you looking to bring value?
Here's the thing, though. To them,
America.
here's the thing to them, though. This is the one motorsport where you can say, even if they decided to not come here, we're irrelevant to them. You're right. They wanted to branch
I
over to
mean-
America, but they didn't have to. Is the difference?
Were they the ones working with GM on motors?
No, huh?
Yeah. Cadillac.
Well, yeah, and they have a different system as far as like what is allocated in motors. Like it has to be one or the other. Like it's not like over in Formula One as far as Indy cars are concerned.
Gotcha.
Look, I just think it's a complete
I think it's fucking
miss.
stupid.
I think it's like a complete miss by the number one. I think they should have more teams. If teams say like Andretti, who knows the open wheel thing. Now, I don't think you should let every Tom, Dick, and Harry. I think you should be more stringent than that. I'm not going to argue that. But I'm just saying, if you have teams like Andretti that want to come in and start a team or whatever, that's fine. This makes qualifying way more interesting now because now all of a sudden you have guys who really aren't going to make it.
Not make the cut or something, you know what I mean?
Actually, at this point, it would probably be Haas.
But in my opinion, like
Poor Gene Haas.
that's going to improve because the rest of the race weekend's kind of fucking boring for Formula One.
For the average fan, for sure.
So
For the casual fan. I mean, yeah, you're right. I think it's fucking stupid. The problem is that over there, like, it's a good old boys club. Like it's basically it's two people making the decision, and it doesn't matter who you are, or how much money you have.
So Temex Sports.
it's the same. It's the same
On
thing.
a
I
whole,
said.
yeah, on a
It's
10
the same.
different
It's
level.
the same thing I've been saying. It's just these promoters are like I just don't understand their vision for things because to me I'm just like I don't understand how you don't think the Andretti and I mean the Andretti name's big here and we're not even big open wheel racers here, so I can only imagine what it is when you go to Europe.
Yeah,
because it's probably a lot bigger. So you mean to tell me that you're not going to be able to sell Andretti merchandise and sell Andretti being on Drive to Survive and sell Andretti, especially with the retro thing that's coming back everywhere too, where everybody's getting pumped up.
You walk into a fucking Hollister and they got McLaren and
I mean,
Yeah.
honestly though, I would actually much rather see. It'd be cool, but I'd much rather see Penske or Chip Ganassi over there.
But their name doesn't carry it like
No, but they-
Andretti does.
But that's the thing is they're super successful over here. Like it's
Yeah.
like Ganassi and Penske, and then it's everybody. Arrow
Well, that's
McLaren
great.
is
Then
actually
they need to
doing
buy
well.
out the Haas team.
Oh,
But
they
the
should.
Andretti team should be added.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't disagree with anything you're saying. I
They
think
could
it's,
do that. They could do Andretti Haas Racing and get in that way.
I mean,
dude, they got like fucking 9 different teams with like Rahal, Letterman, Lanigan is over here, and there's all these. There's like 4 different owners for half of these teams. Mm-hmm. So
Interesting.
yeah. So that's my first Holster Co. Reload rant. Second Holster Co. Reload rant here. So AP's been doing the podcast circuit here.
Oh yeah,
And he's been talking about salaries,
yeah.
which has been interesting.
It's like $100 million thing or
So
something.
what's he been doing? Is this the no hat one? I haven't seen it.
That's
I
one
haven't
of
seen
them.
him on the other
There's
one.
another one too, but I can't remember what it is. But so here's this epiphany I had about salaries, right? Because we're all like, oh, we need more transparency, salaries, that kind of stuff, whatever, right? Because it was brought up. Maybe it was AC that brought it up in an interview talking about it.
AC was talking about salaries or something in a show, but I didn't know which one it was. I want to
think
go
it was
back and listen.
Pulp. He was.
No, this was on his own. What I had heard.
Oh, okay.
Started talking about like Monster and Red Bull stuff. Does that ring a bell?
Kind of. But the thing is that like, okay, you look at a lot of these other sports. We watch them partially because we're like, man, that guy's getting paid this many millions of dollars. Yeah. What's he getting paid that many millions of dollars for? In which obviously motorsports, you don't really have it. Everybody speculates everything from Formula One to NASCAR to here, whatever. But so my thing is, and the epiphany I had, because even guys like AP now are out there talking like, we should have this out in the public. Number one, it helps all of them make more money. Number two, here's the thing, it helps bring people into the sport because they're like, man, this guy's getting paid $800,000 to ride a dirt bike. Like, what the fuck is happening with that? This kid's making $2 million to ride a dirt bike. What the hell is happening with that? We don't even need a riders union to make this happen. This is very simple. I came up with this idea on my own.
Oh boy.
Here we go. All these guys talk. Okay, let's face it. There's very few of these top guys that don't talk to each other.
No, they ride each other's bikes at the
I'm going to say this
yeah.
isn't Reed, Stu, Ricky era where like we're not talking to anybody. This is everybody's friends, everybody's whatever. Cool, guys. This is very simple to make a group text. Hey, everybody want to make more money? Great. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Pulp MX. We're going to go to Vital. We're going to go to whoever. Name a podcast. Doesn't matter which one it is. We're all going to sign up to be on it and run X amount of weeks in a row. We're all going to talk salary. We're going to openly talk about it. What the team's going to do? You fire everybody? Is that what you're
Yeah,
gonna do?
but you can't get everybody on board.
I think we got too many soft guys that will start getting butthurt. I don't think you're wrong.
I mean,
don't think you're wrong at all.
My thing is like, okay, cool. What are you getting butthurt about? Because you're not getting paid as much. Guess what? Now you know.
But I mean, that's
but
the
then
thing,
it
though.
might get out of hand. Is like, oh, fucking Jet's worth $2 million. Why
even if you
why is
take-
AP worth $2 million?
I think
Great.
even if you took,
So
I
what
think
if it
even
gets out of hand?
I think even if you took Jet out of it, because people know that like with the marketing behind Jet, and you just took, say you took Chase, Eli, Ando, give me another factory rider, not Kenny, because
Justin Cooper.
Justin Cooper.
Okay.
Okay, and people find out how much money Chase made from KTM. And I think some of these other guys will start going like, really? Like he's making that much money?
So
We know these guys are fragile,
now
man.
when you go to the table though, now we have an open source of, well, he's getting this much. Why can't I have this much? Show me your data that shows that I'm not worth the same amount he is. Because again, I think a big factor in this for a long time has been, oh, the teams don't want you to talk about it. The teams don't want you. The teams don't want you. Guess what? Teams can't fire every single top guy.
No, I know.
Or I mean, you can. Okay, cool. Then you gonna start over? Guess what? Too late. The info's out there. So now you're gonna fire all these top guys. You're gonna bring in new talent. Okay, cool. The new talent's gonna go, well, he was making this. I want at least that, if not more. I mean, it just works at that point, and there's nothing they can do about it. Then it's a union without having a union.
I
Essentially,
mean, they can also tell them no, though.
What do you mean?
The teams can tell them no. Like, oh, I want to make this money. No.
So you're not gonna have a race team then?
Because all these guys that they get told no, and then it comes down to the point that they're left without a ride, they're going to be like, no, I'll ride for that.
Well, I mean,
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong at all. I just, I don't think in our sport it's that simple because of the fact that our sport is so much different in the sense that there's only so few of guys that are making elite level money. And then the drop off as opposed to other sports is so exponential. Like if you really think about our sport compared to other sports, even motorsports, how many of our guys do you really believe are making over $1 million a year?
oh, there's not that many.
Exactly.
100%.
And I'm just talking salary. I'm not talking about because I think there's more guys if you add in everything that make more than $1 million, but just salary related. And then think about what the drop off is as to what the next decent amount of money is.
Oh, salary $1 million is not very many of them.
That's what I mean. You go to any other sport in the world.
Eli's not making $1 million, to be honest with you.
You go to any other sport in the world. Fucking 90% of the dudes are at least making $1 million.
Yeah, but the drop off is high too on that.
Even in the NFL, bro, being just a regular dude is making like $750K.
What'd Chris Betts make?
What?
His thing was $2 million.
He's making $2 million.
His signing thing was like $2 million. Yeah, I think so. Is what it was.
And yeah, he didn't even make it to the big leagues.
Yeah,
He was a reserve guy.
yeah.
That's what I mean.
Look, I'm not saying that the numbers can't be smaller
I know,
than
I'm
what
backing
these
you
other
up.
leagues are,
Thank
but
you.
I'm just saying the drop.
Look it out.
If you want to say the drop off, I mean, dude, the top guys in baseball are making $100 million a year. Fuck.
But then you think about even like the lowest level though is still making $1 million a year, if not more.
Okay.
And that is a lot more than our guys are making.
But that's a 90% difference. So you figure if the top guy's making $2 million and the bottom guy's making $150,000, that's it right in the same realm.
But the still though it's that it's the perception of the $1 million thing.
And I mean, the numbers are the numbers, which is the percentage. Like,
But that's what I mean though. The percentage is not the big deal. Is like, look, dude, 100K making 100K a year is great. But the difference between making 100K and $1 million though.
yeah.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I think that our sport is unique in the sense that guys won't talk about it.
I'm tired of that argument because this
But that's the argument, though.
This is the same argument we get with why like the sport will never grow. Okay, cool. Then just throw our hands up to shut it down. Who gives a fuck? Then it's never
Like I
going to
said,
do
I'm
anything.
not saying you're wrong. I just
So-
but that's the thing though is you can say you're tired of the argument, but that's always going to be the argument. It's never going to change. It's because our guys are soft in the head. It has nothing to do with the
Yeah,
promoters.
none of these guys are gonna get together, and it's just like America. We need a civil war, but nobody's all gonna stand up together.
Yeah, and wow.
I don't know. There's bombs going off outside. So
Like I said,
maybe it started.
I don't think you're wrong. I just don't ever see that happening because I think that it would get too personal for a lot of dudes and they'd be like, "Why the fuck is this dude making this much money? I'm over here busting my ass."
I think it'd
and I'm
shake it
not."
up awesomely.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
gonna
it'd shake
have
it up.
guys like who was the guy, the privateer guy,
Who?
Harriman, that couldn't
Oh,
spell,
Devin Harriman?
the guy that couldn't spell privateer right, bitching on his Instagram like support the privateers.
Support the privateers. It's the same
Yeah.
thing that goes for the GP guys, man.
So he's gonna be bitching, but I bet the GP guys don't make close to what they make
there's
here.
only,
so,
a few dudes over there that legit make a lot of money.
So
yeah, whatever.
this goes into my fixing the sport thing.
Like I said, I don't think you're wrong. I just don't ever see it happening. Like same
I mean,
thing.
that's
like,
all anybody ever talks about is fixing the sport. Nothing ever gets done. So
Boys, ready for this?
Oh boy.
I have created the perfect blueprint for the sport.
Okay.
$5 Patreon support gets the blueprint. No.
Gets the blueprint. We're gonna
He'll even
lay it out for free right
He'll
now.
even sign it.
We're gonna lay it out
boy.
for free right
Can't
now.
wait for this.
Okay.
Okay.
Wake me up when he's done.
Futures.
You want me to wake you up when September ends?
Yes, I love that
Oh
song.
my
It's a
god.
great fucking song.
You would like that song.
I would like that song.
Who would use that song in opening ceremonies?
Seth Hammaker.
Is that before or after he was stuck in the mud?
Same time.
Okay. All right. Here's how we fix the sport. Expanding / fixing it. Okay. Number 1. Futures.
Okay.
You can ride futures from 16 to 18 years old.
Okay.
You qualify for futures at Minios because that is the closest to we'll even call it a supercross track there is,
Okay.
right? You go down there, you ride the Minios, supercross, A group, pro sport, whatever you want to call it, and those top 20 dudes qualify for futures, okay? Everybody else, sorry you're out on futures. Then futures truly becomes the amateur thing. We run a 6 to 8 race series throughout the year there, okay? October 1st, we have a draft. We have 10 to 15 teams. So check this out.
This would be kind of cool.
This
Keep
is where I
going.
came up with the draft thing.
Because it's
The
in Detroit.
NFL draft, the
Nobody's going to
NFL,
it.
the NFL draft sells tickets, and I'm
They're
like,
having to pay people
wait a
to
minute,
do it.
hold on. You mean to tell me that people pay to sit in a room and watch these guys get
Oh,
drafted?
it's a big deal. People
Just
get
not-
together and fucking
Well,
have parties
Just
for
not
it.
this year.
That's the thing.
Just not this year.
And that's
Why?
the thing.
Nobody's going.
Why?
No, like nobody's going in the sense that nobody from the end, like guys that are getting drafted are all staying home and doing it from their houses. So they're having to pay people, like they're giving
So
tickets
nobody
away.
wants to go to Detroit.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, okay, so October 1st we have a draft, right? Because that's when everybody changes teams anyway, okay? And there is a free agency pool of not only futures guys, but everybody whose contract is up. And then you get drafted to a team. Teams, there's 10 to 15 of them. You get 250, 450 riders. Okay?
So, and if you've already got a 450 guy, you get to choose one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it goes based off constructor points or whatever that thing they put in the corner.
Yep,
is.
there we
Yeah.
go. There we go. So this is our constructor points, right? So those are your pro teams, right? Your 250s and your 450s. 250s and 450s are both a national series in both Supercross and outdoors. Bingo bango, there we are, right? Then arena cross, because it's okay, how do we grow the sport? Okay, so now we make arena cross the semi-pro division. So now all these teams, instead of Star having 47 guys, now Star has an arena cross team that has 47 guys, which is fine. Whatever. That's cool. No problem. Semi-pro, they make some money. They do a full series throughout the U.S. that's probably less rounds, whatever. If a rider gets hurt on a team, they can pull from the free agency pool or whatever, or if the teams have a secondary team in the arena cross, it's like your semi-pro team, okay? You can pull them up to the big team if they get hurt during the year to race Supercross, all right? The privateers can also go to Arena Cross, and they are considered free agents at Arena Cross. Again, somebody gets hurt, bingo bango, you can get pulled up and signed if you would like to. And that
This,
is how we grow
I
it.
kind of like it.
you know what? That whole thing, that's stick and ball sports.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
literally.
I didn't say
that-
it wasn't.
Everything you just said is literally what stick and ball sports.
Didn't
do.
say it wasn't. But right now we are so damn convoluted with everything of like
I like that though.
of
I
like,
do like stick and ball
how do you-
sports
how
style.
do you get to be a pro? Oh well, you got to ride futures. Okay, cool. How do you ride futures? Oh well, you got to basically get
You just
picked
know
up
the
by
team
a
manager
team,
at the
yeah,
team.
to be able to get into futures or the combine. Otherwise, screw it. Who knows? Oh, or like they were talking about on Johnny's show. One of Coach's riders drove from the West Coast to Minios to get his points to qualify for futures to get there to be told, oh, by the way, the AZ Open's going to qualify for points too. What the fuck are we doing? Like, can we just get our shit together? Like, sit down, make something like this happen? I don't even care if this is it. Take the idea. MX Sports Feld, this is me
Or-
offering up an idea. That's fine. And again, you want to make more money? Sweet. Here's a way to make more money. Now you have a draft day. Okay, cool. That's fun for people.
People would want to watch that.
to
They'd
see.
spend
Or
money
we
on it.
literally
You
just
could
can-
have a fucking combine day too, where you have these guys out riding with the team managers there.
Have a legit stopwatch
checking them out.
national.
Or we
Legit
could-
stopwatch national. That's going to be fun too. Anyway, go ahead.
Or we could just literally do what Europe's been doing for years, and it's proven, and we could do
The
that. too.
EMX and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I've always liked that. Everybody's always agreed that that's a great fucking idea, and it's actually proven.
I like that idea more so for outdoors. And so honestly, this is more my Supercross thing.
Okay.
Outdoors, I think, is a completely different animal. Outdoors, I do agree that we should have like an EMX class and then the 250s and then the 450s,
Yeah.
and that's fine. And these guys can, like, that's a whole nother angle to figure out.
Yeah.
This is primarily a Supercross
Okay.
thing,
Yeah,
okay?
I mean-
Because Supercross, it's the bigger deal.
I mean,
As-
it's a proven idea.
yeah.
So
Yeah. So, but yeah, because then that way you grow the arena cross side of things because that's doing better, but I think it could be grown more.
and Kyle Peters doesn't fucking win every year.
Yeah. And then on top of that, you get some more support down there because you'll get some of these teams. Like, obviously, Kawasaki's probably going to have a team. They'll bring back the Babbitt's Cowie team or
God,
whatever.
I'd love it.
You're going to have a star Yamaha team down there type deal. Does Honda and them do it? Who knows? I mean, they got the Phoenix, I guess.
They got Phoenix
So,
and Kyle Peters.
Yeah, I missed the Phil Nicoletti thing where he was just a fill-in too. It's kind of the same
Yeah.
thing as that. I thought
Yeah.
that was a cool thing for a team to do. Guy
Yep.
was still making money. Guy was still riding his dirt bike, and when he got called up, he called up.
I don't like these kids going pro before 18. I think that needs to stop. That's why I said futures is 16 to 18. Because here's the thing, what we've gotten to now, and we've all seen it, is basically the B class is the new A class. All the fast kids are in B class, and then they go pro.
Outside of 07, though, it's kind of always been that way.
So it's like we need to. Okay, so what's the point of the A class then? There is no point.
I mean, what's the
The
point?
A class is X pros.
I mean, what's the point of the schoolboy class?
Well, there's a lot of that. We could go way into the amateur motocross side of things too.
I'd love it.
We don't need 85 9 to 12. We don't need 85 12 to 13. We don't need 85 14 and 15-year-olds. We don't need 85 12 to 16. We don't need 85 senior, 85 junior, 85 ABC, 85 pro sport, 85 big wheel.
450B stock and mod.
Yes, we don't need all
Yeah.
of this. That's a whole nother thing.
I'd love it.
But this is what I've come up with here. That and just, I mean, basically, just give us solid directions of getting to the pros,
I agree.
essentially.
I agree.
And I don't like if we're supposed to be this. If we're gonna go elitist sport, just go full elitist like this, where it's like you have to qualify in and you have to whatever. If we're gonna go where we still have the privateer deal or whatever, okay, cool. Then just make it where anybody can show up to futures. Because this bullshit right now of futures and combine where you have to be invited or whatever. What are we doing? What are we doing?
I know people that have raced them that probably haven't been invited, and they just show up.
Exactly.
You're not allowed to. I don't know who you're talking about, but you like that's not really a thing anymore. I know with futures for sure you have to be invited. You cannot just show up and ride.
Maybe they changed it, but I definitely know people that got their licenses that were just there. They literally just signed up, raced, rolled around in the back, and now they got their license.
Yeah. I will say too, I think it needs to happen very soon of Supercross turns into a 2-day thing. I think it needs to be
I think we should
Friday
go back
and
to
Saturday.
outdoors too. Have it
Well,
2 days.
I think they're playing with that idea because SMX stuff's a 2-day
The
thing.
SMX thing is, but
I love it.
There's so much with like where you could do futures and one of the practices. So I have heard we're going down to 2 practices next year for Supercross, which I think
Great.
is fine.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a need for 3. That's awesome because I mean we've
Yeah,
all
3 practices
been
is kinda
there, being
pointless.
there all day from 12 o'clock till 10 is a long effing day. For guys like us,
Look, man, I want outdoors to go back to 2 days too.
that would be fine too. I would have no problem having practice for outdoors.
Just Saturday practice, man. Have your LCQs, and then just give these guys a
It
day
could
to
be
rest.
Friday. It doesn't even need to be Saturday.
No, I mean, I don't
Sunday
care.
needs to be a travel day for everybody to go home. As far
I
as
don't
I'm
really care.
concerned,
I wanted to go back to the old days, man, where it's 2 days.
yeah.
Great.
So I'd be fine with that. And like I said, Supercross I think needs to go to a 2-day. They're looking for ways to generate more revenue, as all companies are. You sell a 2-day ticket and make it an event there. Include the track walk in it. Just up your price by $15 each and make a track walk on Friday where everybody can go. You can walk the whole damn track once they're done instead of
think,
trying
yeah.
to fit it in. Because right now you've got them trying to fit it in. You do track walk, you get to go down in one section and the finish line, and it's like, this is stupid. Like, just
I think there should be some kind of pass to walk the track after the race, but obviously they got to tear the track down.
Yeah,
and all
that's
that
not-
stuff, so
that's
that
not
wouldn't
gonna be a
work.
thing.
But man, I think a lot of the fans really need to see how shitty these tracks are.
which after
Crazy.
press day, it's usually pretty tore up anyway. So just do, like I said, and if you were to do futures on Friday and practice and stuff, that track's tore up. So
I love it, man. I'd love to go back to the 2-day stuff. I understood why all the years ago they went to 1 day, just make traveling and rest day. But man, 2 days, the 2-day stuff was always great.
Yeah.
Yep. So there we go. I've now fixed the sport.
Sure.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Cool. Last thing, let me ask you guys this: you work in construction, working with dirt. And shit.
Here we go.
So,
yes.
So I was watching a video. There's this dirt guy on YouTube who has no idea what the fuck Supercross is, and he did a vlog on Dirtworks moving dirt out of the track.
Yep, I've seen these guys.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I've been watching those. The Monster Jam ones. There's a bunch of these
he did
guys.
some Monster Jam ones.
I don't know if I've watched a few of these of different guys who are into the heavy machinery thing, going and watching them build tracks and put them in and out and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so
this
yes,
guy
I know
was
what you're
like,
talking about.
This is the guy that was standing in the thing, and he was like,
Had glasses on?
Some Eli Tomac guy
Yes,
just won or
yes, I
something.
watched this one.
He's like,
Yep.
I don't even know this Tomac guy, but he
Yep.
won.
Yep.
Um,
Which
So
is funny because he has no idea about anything, but he's got this YouTube channel and he can get a vest and be on the floor and record and everything.
Yeah. Anyways.
That's a whole nother convo there, but
yeah, good point.
Anyways.
The bucket. So they had the bucket and they got like the tiller in the bucket.
Yeah, it has the tine on it.
Is that a reason that these tracks are a lot softer because they're tilling it up and it's just rutting? Because before they were just using a blade and bringing it back down.
No. So that bucket just chews the top. Like that chews maybe 2 inches into it at most.
But these ruts, I mean, that's giving a rut a way to go right off the bat.
Nah, it's the dirt. It's the dirt's way softer.
And also,
that's all
you just
there
got
is
to
to
think
it.
about how, because somebody was asking the same question. They were talking about why the faces are getting so rutted up as back in the day. They're like, yeah, but like I don't remember being like that with Stu and reading all them. And I'm like, well, dirt's different. And honestly, man, you think about the torque difference on these bikes nowadays as opposed to what it was back then.
They quit using lime too after Limegate. So like that's a thing too. They can't dry this dirt out. So the dirt is just the dirt.
So like
at
the
this
last
point.
2-3 years after Limegate was the dirt still just kind of getting rid of the lime.
I also think it's funny that they all of a sudden are using a box scrape. I'm like, why the fuck are you in a box scrape on a fucking Supercross track?
So if they want more dirt too, they can start taking the single out of the middle of the triples.
Yeah.
Might as well. I mean, we've had doubles now for a few times, and it doesn't really fucking matter.
Yeah, it's fine. Look, to be honest, and they've talked about this on Pulp, the triples aren't really, it's not a big deal. It's kind of like a backflip. No one really cares anymore because we've seen it so much. It's just like, yep, it's a big jump, and it's really boring because now on these 4-strokes, everybody can do it. Mm-hmm. We need something else. I will tell you, it's super interesting to listen to these guys because Steve has been doing a good job of asking all these guys about the 9 whoops and the dragons thing, and there's a lot of guys that aren't happy about it.
Yeah, Tomac, one of them.
Yeah, Tomac's pissed.
I like that Steve's doing that because I don't. It's just proof that the promoter didn't go to the riders and ask them shit about what they thought. They just did it.
Well, and they say they have data, but no one has seemed to see this data yet.
Tomac's like, yeah, show me the data.
The Dragon's back, I can totally understand because that's always been a sketchy thing for a very long time for various reasons. And
Tomac's got one on his fucking practice track.
Tomac's a fucking.
He's a man.
He's from the old guard, bro.
Yeah.
But the whoops things, though, that's fucking stupid. That's fucking stupid. We've gone through these variations. Let's go back to the 2000s. I don't want to be the get off my lawn guy, but go back to the 2000s and those whooops. Dude, they have
see a video Jimmy D posted the other day. Some whoops he was going through.
Yeah, exactly. Go back to some arena cross, Buku arena cross, where they're literally 5 feet apart and they're 4 feet tall.
It's just like Marv was talking about on Gypsy. He was like, they were like, dude, can you imagine if you raced when they had 9 whoops and you could just 3 through them like they guys are? He's like, dude, it's unreal.
He'd have won every year.
Yeah, and
Never would have lost.
And that's a thing. It's like we need 10, we need 11, something like that. So you can't just 3 through them.
I don't know,
or like yesterday when they could jump in and go 4-4.
Yeah, I know.
Like stupid.
Very.
So, all right. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
That's been halftime right there.
Now, that's been your Complete Racing Solutions halftime report.
We did it first.
We did it first. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, please, can we not get into this?
It's very strange how we've got a halftime report, and all of a sudden, did you catch that?
No.
On the broadcast last night after the Kawasaki
They have
Science
a
of Supercross?
they have a halftime
They're going
report.
to break, and Lee Diffie goes, and we'll be back with more of your halftime report. And I went, strange how that's all of a sudden showed up. Not only that,
Do you really think those guys listen to this?
I text Coach. As soon as I heard it, I text Coach. I was like, weird how they have a halftime report now. Coach goes, I just said the same thing to Michaela of like, when the fuck did that happen? Want to know when it happened? This year. Literally, I mean, I don't know that I've heard it before last night. It's just really weird. Look, there's some other stuff I'll tell you off the air about things that they're doing and things that it very much leads me to believe that it's not a coincidence.
You think people are listening to this show?
Ryan Villapoto's following us. Do you think people
Yeah.
aren't listening to
my
this show?
God, dude, he's following on Instagram because we tagged him in a reel.
Sean-
I don't think he goes on YouTube and listens
Sean
to
follows
our
us
4-hour
on everything.
show.
Sean follows us on everything.
Who?
Sean Brennan, my
I
best
don't
friend.
think he listens either.
Oh, they
No, he
do.
does, man.
They
He
do.
does. He quoted a show.
They do. They listen. Him and I can't remember who the other guy is that he's
Mike
training
Neely?
to take.
Oh,
No,
never
there's
mind.
guys training to take over for him. I can't think of his name.
No, he quoted a show.
Yeah, they
An
listen.
outdoor show.
They listen.
They listen.
Which
Now,
again
we're
is
Did
frequent-
why-
somebody
it's-
send that to him, though?
Huh?
Did somebody send that?
No,
Okay, well,
listening.
look. If Mr. Sean is listening to this show,
he is, or
Well,
whoever
dude,
is right.
we don't have any bad blood with the guy. We just want to.
I mean, I don't care one way or another about him.
He doesn't like me.
Yeah,
I know
well,
he
that's
doesn't.
'cause
Well, you
talk
say
shit
some
about him.
shit sometimes.
He-
but-
You say some
I'm
schnit.
I'm willing to have conversations, but no one ever reaches out.
yeah, I know.
We're not quite there yet. I think we need about another 5,000 followers in YouTube, and then we'll be there.
I think it's just. I don't know. Just need a little more open-mindedness. Yes, you've been aggressive.
I'm an aggressive man. You know what I'm saying?
This man's been a little too aggressive.
I've tried to tone it back.
So
I've
I
been
will.
better-
I
I've
will
been better
back him
this
up
year.
on that.
You need to
I've
go.
been-
you
I've-
need to go roll some jujitsu or take a Muay Thai class.
I've been thinking about taking jujitsu, but I'm poor. I've been better this year.
I know you've been.
You got the Kawasaki job. You said, "Hey, bro, we got to tone it down a little bit." I said, "Okay, no problem." I've been a lot better. I didn't even get that aggressive on this. I'm just saying, like there's things I'd like to see. There's
but
things
the
I'd
quote
like
he
to.
pulled was aggressive.
That was very aggressive.
Yeah.
That was a really good one. Look, dude, back in the day when I first was finding out about all this, I was getting a little wound up. I was like a liberal, like Greta Thunberg or something, like just going ham.
You've never been a liberal.
I got real liberal on stuff.
Okay.
I'm old school liberal.
Can we
live
go-
and let live?
Can we get into the two? Vicky?
Anyway, I mean, I think it'd be cool to have a media pass. And I've got a great idea and I'm not going to say it on the air because if they are stealing ideas, my idea is great. So I just want you to write something down.
They're not stealing ideas. Okay, let's go back. Pause.
Well, somebody will steal the idea.
Nope,
Right now.
rewind this. They're not stealing ideas. They see greatness in ideas, and they want to emanate greatness.
See, the only thing I
Can
think
you
back
put that
of,
positive
because
spin on that.
I think maybe Daniel Blair listens because remember we were doing the stock thing?
DB.
And he did the stock thing on Race Day Live.
DB is cool. I talked to him last night.
He was a cool guy. But, yeah, we did the whole. Remember when we were
Yeah.
doing stocks for a while? They did it on Race Day Live.
Yeah, DB's cool because I last night after that little incident there in Futures, I said, so which one do you yell at? Which one of those kids do you yell at, Davies or the other kid? He goes, I yelled at both of them. I was like, yes, oh boy.
Well,
So-
are we going to talk about features? or
We
no?
can here
All right.
before we do actually wrap up the halftime. So Drew Adams is a machine.
He's going to ride in Canada. I don't know if you guys seen that. He's going to
I
ride
heard
in
Ken
that,
Canada.
Davies would have him covered with a start, though.
No.
No.
Hey,
Drew,
watch those two guys go through the whoops. You see Davies hit the whoops?
Yeah.
he'll hit him.
Drew Adams, he's going up to Canada before during Loretta's, and then he's going to go pro at Dilla.
Okay.
So, but he's going to go to Canada, do more a little relaxed program, and I'm like, all right, cool, man, go get your feet wet.
He's super good. What do we think he actually does though?
Like in Supercross, outdoors, what?
Let's just say outdoors because he's going to go pro at Dilla. What does he do the last 3, 4, whatever it is?
He's very Jet Reynolds-ish.
Hell no.
Like 17.
you think-
no. That kid
You
is
think
damn.
he struggles to be in the top 20?
No.
First couple, yeah.
Totally.
What do you
disagree.
think?
I think he's 10 to 12. You guys need to
I don't
watch.
have,
You guys
I don't
need
have
to.
a list written down here of guys.
I'll
for
give him
250.
15.
I'll go top 15 right now, and maybe after we put the list together, I'll think differently. But
Just watch a video of him when you get a chance.
he's good.
outdoors.
I'm not saying
we'll
he's
watch him
not
up in
good.
Canada too, and then we'll reevaluate. But
Unless he gets hurt, which obviously is
But-
always a possibility. I think that if he's healthy, come those last three, I think it's a wasp.
Yeah, it is.
I think he's 10 to 12, man.
But then again, I watched Casey Cochran run game on guys on the combines last year, and look what he did last night, which we'll get to. But
I don't think Drew Adams and Casey Cochran are the same people.
I mean, maybe
Plus,
not.
Drew Adams has definitely grown into his man body already.
He did. Yeah, he's a big dude.
He's a big kid.
He's a big
I
dude.
just hope his hope the diet and all that stuff is good.
Well, he's hanging out with your boys down at the dog
Oh, I know.
pound. So
I know. That's
like,
why
and that's
actually, he's probably destined for greatness.
and
now
that's
that
another
I think
thing, man.
about it.
Like when you're riding with Jet, Hunter, Dylan, you're riding with, and then the thing is
Oh,
too, is
Ricky brought this up on the broadcast.
He's
he rides well, Drew Adams. I mean, he rides with all those kids though. Like he
Yeah.
rides with Revan Gordon and Landon Gordon, and he's training with all those
he's
kids. So
he's a what's his name, Dan Truman kid.
well,
So-
he originally is a Matt Walker kid.
well,
Finest dirt in the South. That's your Coney MX.
that would explain
I
why
hate
that would
Matt
explain why his career's been rough up until this point.
I mean, dude,
Now
he's
on the
been,
right
he's been
path.
good. He's been good for a long time, but like now that he's finally he's the main target at Cowie. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna.
Who's he
really
going to
good.
replace at Cowie?
I don't know if he's going to replace anybody. I think they're just...
We're just adding another person?
Well, Fortner, I mean, he might be going anyway, so...
Well, we'll see. Does Fortner go 450 outdoors?
I think he should.
I think he should. There's going to be a
That's
vacant
been-
bike. If
somebody-
there's a time, it's now.
Somebody brought that up to me in a DM or something. I don't remember who it is. Sorry, I'd shout you out. But they said, so is Fortner going to go to that seat then over the summer? And I'm like, ooh, good
That's
question.
a good question.
Because I didn't think about that. Yeah, send off a text.
Yeah,
Let's get in the
do it.
Rolodex.
Let's go. Let's
your,
go on the DM.
Can we
I-
call your
I-
guy in Kawasaki?
I really...
No.
You
Oh,
asked the
come on,
question
man.
about who seat he's going to take.
Can you step outside and call him and then come back and tell us?
No, I don't. I told you, I'm on the sales side.
I really
I don't
I
believe...
deal with dealerships.
I don't understand.
I really believe that if Volan continues to have his issues and this injury doesn't go well, dude, he might not have that spot for much longer.
Yeah, that's
Because, dude,
that's a
his
weird
injury,
thing.
I don't know about you, but his injury is not... It's not going great.
Oh, what are you hearing?
Like, they keep on saying that, like, he might miss, like, multiple rounds outdoors now, too. Voland. With whatever the fuck he did. I don't remember. What did he do? Was it a hip? What was it?
Yeah, Craig's coming back for outdoors.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Race Day Live. He announced it.
Cool.
He gets on the bike next week.
Yeah, he probably just said it to shut Dan Hubbard up.
I don't have a personal problem with
Neither
Dan,
do
but
I.
I just don't like.
Turn the volume off, man. Every
He's
race day
just
live.
not-
Who is he talking to? Or he dropped Daniel Blair? He's making fun of Daniel Blair.
I don't know.
Dude, every race day live, man. Even with Brayton on there, I turn the volume all the way off, and I just sit.
Brayton's good.
I just sit in
Brayton's-
silence.
Brayton's
He made
so
another
good.
great correlation with the football guy.
Did he?
I
I
was
missed
tuned
that
in on that.
yesterday.
He did the same thing.
I
He
was probably
really,
taking a
he
nap.
really laid it up and painted a nice picture. To
Was that in between the qualifying rounds? Because if it was, that's
it was
why I
during
missed.
futures. So,
Oh yeah, I missed that.
and he was like, I don't remember how he set it up, but the guy's a quarterback for Colts now. But
Okay.
when he first got drafted, he played for the Patriots. And they had Cochran on screen. He's like,
Probably
yeah,
push
this
that.
is Casey Cochran out here right now. And this is his first ever race in the pros in this stadium. What was it like for your first game in this stadium in the pros?
Nice.
And kind of like made the connection there. Yeah, real cool shit. So
Super cool. The attendance looked a little
Brayton's a goat.
sparse last night on TV.
good looking dude too. What?
The attendance looked a little sparse on TV last night too.
I didn't look.
It looked really there was nobody in the upper deck when they pan the wide pan.
That's a big stadium too, though, to fill.
Well, I don't know. Interesting.
Look, man, they only care about football around those parts.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Complete Racing Solutions halftime report. Thanks everybody for watching that. And all right, let's get this wrapped up here. 250 race recap brought to you by our friends at 50 Grafx again for all your custom graphics needs for stuff. I'm gonna get a demo Cowie 250 here and
Probably not, but okay.
get some graphics.
I mean, if
for
a
it.
dealer wants to step up, that's all in the dealer's hands.
Not yours.
I mean, can I give you some info and you can pass it to some dealers and be like, "Hey, I got
Just,
buddy
like,
with a
slide it underneath
YouTube.
the table?
He's looking to demo a 250F."
Just get some analytics dialed in, I guess.
I mean, I got all sorts of it. We'll talk after the show.
Let's go.
All right. So we're gonna start right off here with our Isaac Nelson Designs Danger Zone.
Good ride, man.
Dude, he looked really good.
really
the one
good.
thing that I was impressed with is how he was able to. He was just turning that bike wherever he wanted.
Yeah, it's
just
fine
cutting
if-
in and out of under stuff, and
You find it funny how when they get away from the Star facility, they get really good.
Now he goes rides with Kenny.
so that's another thing that I think is
They did
really,
some one-on-one stuff.
Did they?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, one-on-one stuff.
So are they paying him for that, or how's that all that working?
Great question. I have no
Probably.
idea. I will tell you what. I've been getting pictures sent to me by fans. So thank you all who are sending that since the day he got there and started posting them on his Snapchat.
Definitely don't think-
I think that's a very. I like that though. Like I think that is very smart. Like those are the best to ever do it. Figure out how to have a relationship with those guys and figure out how to go learn from
That
them.
banger he put going through the whoops there at Sandbox.
Wow, it looks
That
like he
was
spent
fast.
some time with Kenny learning how to
I
go
mean,
through
look
whoops.
Yeah.
what it did for Vial and Kitchen going and riding with Chase and Kenny.
So that brings up a fun point. So I put some feelers out when this happened. I was firing off DMs and texts like, this is interesting. And most people were pretty coy. But one thing I did find out is that one person did tell me, well, it's really interesting because I heard part of the reason Kitchen left is because he didn't want to be around the Deegans. And so I wonder how that conversation went of, hey, he's coming to Sandbox.
He wasn't
to
there
ride.
riding that day. 'Cause I
Yeah.
saw a comment on one of Roxon's pictures or something, and
Yeah.
Kitchen was like, "Oh, you replacing me already?" or something.
Oh, they are. Oh, dude, they have been real. His whole camp, anybody affiliated with Levi, they have really leaned into the whole "we are not Deegan people."
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
One of his people actually went on Gypsy and was talking about that, like blowing the whole situation out, like
Who was it?
I
Which
don't- I
gypsy
don't-
was it?
fucking like earlier, like last week. Some dude, I don't know the guy's name. I don't pay attention to Levi's group, but the guy was talking about it. He's like, yeah, like that was the reason why I left. He's not about that life.
Yeah, which doesn't surprise me.
That's why that Cowie thing's gonna get interesting.
But hey, man, like Deegan rode great. Like he did what he had to do
He looked good. That's it. That I will stamp that as a legitimate win.
for sure.
Yep, I
sure.
had that in
Finally
my
got
notes.
its legitimate
no
win off.
asterisks on this
That was a
one.
legit win, man. He did what he had to do. Got a
Whole
start,
whole
straight
shot
away.
and ran away,
And he managed it there for a little bit. He was smart when McAdoo was closing. Like
and then he went farther. Like he pulled that
Oh,
gap.
he looked really good, and
4-second win.
now the injury is healed.
no more excuses. Not
more excuse.
whatever.
So when does
The interview wasn't bad.
Look, there's two ways we go here. We're either in the danger zone or thank God we're here.
What were you about to say though?
When does the video drop with all the footage and stuff from the injury?
If he wins the championship.
That's what you think it is? You don't think
If
we
he
see it
doesn't,
before that?
if he doesn't win the championship,
It gets
which I
dropped
still,
as this was what
I think
cost me.
I think that's an off-season thing.
and I still don't, and I don't think he's gonna win the championship. So
I don't know.
Well, I think that's after SMX because I think their narrative now, since he's the new guy coming in and he's bringing the young fan base in, where
the
they're trying to
SMX
change,
champion.
like the
Yeah.
SMX holds more water.
Yep.
Yep.
So that's what he's gunning.
which
for,
we've
I
talked
think.
about, like this is the new generation. That's gonna be their thing. Where the old guard they couldn't give a shit less.
Yep.
It's just
So
more racist.
also, I don't know if you caught this. Maybe you caught it. I don't know. This is my pro flow mini moment of the race.
Bingo.
Deegan, comes through the sand section. There's that left-hander. He hits that left-hander, gets off balance, stands up on his right leg, like off balance with his left leg out to correct the bike.
Yeah.
And then by the time he's got the thing corrected, doesn't even put his leg back on the peg and just lays it into the single. I don't know.
Didn't catch it, but
it was
okay.
super impressive, dude.
Cool.
And I really want to find that clip right now to show you because you guys will both be like, damn, that's pretty impressive. It was just a small thing like that I noticed. I'm like, damn.
Now, I don't agree with you in the fact of saying he doesn't win this title. I think we got to get through next week before we say that because next week is the option to make up a lot of points. All it takes is him to yank a
he's
start.
13. He's 13 down with 2 to go, man.
Yeah,
like
but we also
even
got all those other guys in there.
Yeah, but but what I'm saying is if he yanks a start, I could see him getting second behind Levi, and there are dudes that can be between him and Cam.
it also could completely go the other way. and he
I mean, it
gets a shit
could,
start.
but that's why I'm saying. That's why I think we have to get through next weekend before we can
I don't think
definitively
he wins
say.
It's perfect timing for one.
I still don't even think he beats Vial for the title. I think he makes up a lot of points because of what you're saying, but I don't agree with that, man. 13 with 2 to go, like that's a lot of points. Even
They
with
have
the East
3.
West. No, the East guys have. Philly.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they go Nashville, which is a
I keep
thing,
forgetting we're going to Philly.
and then
So even
and then
even
SLC.
that Philly though is going back to a normal one. So even if he does get Cameron at worst goes back to second,
If he's within 5 going into Salt Lake City is going to be epic because he
I
is
just
going
don't
to be
see it.
sawing off front wheels.
I just don't see it, man. I don't see it. It's a lot.
He'll saw a front wheel off.
That's a lot of fucking points. It's just a lot of points, man.
He's going to have to lose points next week for him not to be
I got this plan here. I want to.
in it.
He easily could lose points next week.
I mean, he easily could. I'm not saying he can't, but I'm just saying that with having this extra showdown here, that is the opportunity for guys to get in between because I do
But I mean, you
believe
also
there's
could take a
West
go for. I don't know, man. Like we all know these East West shootouts are fucking wild, but that would for that to happen, even if Deegan doesn't win and he gets second. I can't see Cameron just with this newfound attitude just melting down.
Yeah,
Look, dude.
I do want to get into McAdoo's new kind of.
I'm giving Deegan all the credit, dude. He fucking
That was a
killed it
great
last. He
ride,
rode
yeah.
great last night. I'm not saying
if
one.
he rode like that from the beginning of the season, like this would be a whole different.
I'm not
deal.
saying
yes,
one-
we can blame the injury.
I'm not saying one bad thing about him. He rode great, but 13 with 3 to go and against the other two guys that when you go back to the one race are probably at worst going to be second or third. And once again, we talk about all these guys that can get in the middle, but RJ and Joe and all those guys just as well too, with as inconsistent as they have been.
Yeah.
Like I think that it's going to have to be like the most
Here's
ridiculous
my counter
thing.
to that. Jets giving up 16 points in 2 weeks.
Deegan's not Jet. On the other side of that, like Jet, he's not Jet. Like that whole situation was totally like, I don't Jet still. No, I don't see it. I don't see it, man.
It's not a high probability, but it's not impossible at this point.
Well, I mean, nothing is impossible.
I'm gonna go 70%. 60-40 he doesn't get it done, but there's still a lot of racing left.
I mean, there's still a chance to get it done, yes, but
I mean, even making up the gap to Vial is hard.
I don't think that's that hard either, dude. Because when you think the West guys are faster, right?
After seeing
the top 5 in West are faster.
I do, and the reason why I say that too is even with what Deegan did last night, the West guys, their intensity at the beginning of mains, I think, is so much higher than Deegan, Vial, McAdoo, all those dudes. And that's why next week, I mean, it's going to be very interesting. Like, we might not have an East guy on the podium. And that's not saying anything bad about even if Deegan rides like he did last night. It just might be the West guys, when they're performing to what we know them to do, they might just be that much better. Like, dude, we could have a situation where Smitty just, like, he gets 4th and he beats everybody on the East.
Yeah. Look. Yeah. Here's my thing. That's been your Deegan danger zone. I'm done talking about Deegan for this second. No. We're going to move on to Cam.
Okay.
Cam's not winning this title until that fucking checkered flag flies. I'm totally fucking out.
He was great last night,
Don't
though, man.
care.
Why?
Last night was very
Why?
Smith was really good at the beginning of the year, too.
When has Cameron had a moment this year where he's made you believe
Doesn't
that?
matter. Dude,
facts
and statistics versus 6 races this year.
I get where you're coming from.
Dude, I cannot say this Tiger has changed his stripes until the stripes are changed.
But he hasn't had a moment this year.
Doesn't matter. Smith didn't either until 2 weeks ago.
Smith is different though, man.
Smith didn't either until 2 weeks ago, and we all were propping up Smith of like, oh, he's in it. Oh, he's in it.
I'll tell you why this is different. I'll tell you why this is different.
It's not different.
I'll tell you why this is different. Listen, Smith likes to send it every time he's on track. McAdoo, we've now seen for how many races in a row, Indy especially, where he's like, hey man, like if I'm fast enough to win, I'll win. If
I
I'm not,
I have videos of Cam getting sketchy in practice.
Everybody gets sketchy in practice, bro.
I'm just saying,
last night, if that would have been previous years, he would have tried to go. He didn't try to go.
Indy, perfect example.
Till that checkered flag flies and they're handing him that number 1 plate, I'm out. I'm out. It can happen. It can happen.
So you're saying that
his probability of it happening is higher than all these than these other guys here. Vial hasn't had really big ones. Deegan hasn't had really big ones. So like I said, until that checkered flag.
This is my mini moment.
Great radio.
Oh yeah.
Until that checker flag flies, I'm just like, again, he can win it. Everything points to he should win it. But if he has a Smith moment like we saw Smith have 2 weeks ago, it won't surprise me.
I don't think him.
I'll
and
be
Smith
like,
are the same
right
person
there, called that. Like you won't hear the end of it because I'll be like.
I think the only way that happens is if we go into the last round and it's the same thing. It's a do or die situation where he feels the pressure to up the level.
Then he'll definitely.
But
crash.
if it's not, but if he's got a buffer, then he just takes the points. And if he's fast enough to win, he's fast enough. If he's not, because the reason he's never said that before, he has never made the comment in his entire career that, yeah, if I was fast enough to win, I'll take it. If not, then I'm just going to take where I am. Those words have never been uttered by Cameron McAdoo until this year. And Cam just seems different. And I'm not even a Cameron McAdoo guy. He's very easy to like, but I'm just not a guy. Like I'm not a supporter of Cameron McAdoo. I'm just looking at it going, this Cameron McAdoo seems like a guy that is like, this is where I'm at my career. I know I got to get shit done.
How old is he?
He's in his mid-20s.
He's like that 24, 25-year-old, realizing
he's at age
shit.
to like figure it out, which is great. That's fine. And I'm not saying he can't. Again, we get to the end of the season and he does win it. Okay, great. But until that checkered flag flies, I'm out.
I just don't see it. I don't see him being Smitty. Him and Smitty are not the same person this year. Years past, for sure. For sure.
I do see a little different out of McAdoo, for sure.
There's a difference. But again, till it's over,
he's a wait, but I'm
a wait and see guy on it.
I'm kind of with you on the wait and see thing.
We have too much data on him hitting the ground.
Like this guy was on the wait and see thing with Smitty, and Smitty did what Smitty does,
he's hurt right now with the tib and stuff.
Everybody's hurt right now.
Well, I'm just saying. No, Deegan's fully healed. He's hurt right now.
Sure.
Like we say shit's changed, but shit has it really? He's still hurt right now.
Kenny's hurt right now. Eli's hurt right now.
I'm not saying that everybody isn't hurt. I'm just saying.
I'm hurt right now.
You're saying he's changed his stripes, but has he? He's just hurt.
Yeah, because I haven't seen him hit the deck in the main yet.
So far.
Yeah.
6 rounds, he would have done it 9,000 times
We got
by now.
3 rounds to go.
No, man. I'm not saying he's a lock for this title, but I don't believe that you can compare him and Smitty because Smitty had crashed a bunch of times already before he had his moment a couple weeks ago.
All right. Well,
McAdoo is not yet to do that, and I did not hear Smitty one time this year saying, "Yeah, man, if I was just not fast enough to win, like I was not fast enough to win."
I'm just a wait and see guy right now.
That's fine,
Wait and
and
see
it's
on
right.
it.
It's the right thing to do because I don't know if McAdoo's going to win this title.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I think that if he doesn't win this title, it has nothing to do with him imploding. I think he just doesn't win the title because he just doesn't win the title.
So
Talking theoretical here, McAdoo does win this title. Is he one of those guys that it's kind of screwed, like a la Mookie and those guys that win titles and don't get 450 rides?
I think so. I think it'll be rough.
I think he'll have a 450 ride somewhere. Like, is that team great or not? Who knows?
Like some firepower Honda type stuff, like a satellite team.
I mean, dude,
I hate the word privateer team because
no
there's
shit.
privateers and then there's satellite teams.
Yeah, and privateer teams even these days are not what they used to be.
They're satellite teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could end up at Firepower. He could end up at Phoenix. He could end up at Club MX. He could end up on HEP. I mean, dude,
He could go back to club.
He could end up on Triumph. Like he could go a lot of places.
Think so? Okay.
He isn't going to Kawasaki, I'll tell you that much.
No. Kawasaki better start another team.
Yeah. All right. Tom Bial, third.
He was good. He just
not
didn't.
happy with his ride last night.
Well, dude,
Still there though.
He
4
just,
out.
he just didn't have the intensity, in my opinion.
I mean, it's funny on the Gypsy pod. Marv was like, he was not supposed to be involved in this title this year. He was supposed to be learning. So the fact that he is involved in the title is kind of throwing us off because we're like, well, this was not our plan. So,
No, outdoors. Is
interesting.
Still, outdoors is still always the goal for him at this point.
Yeah. So
So why isn't Marv in there having that same conversation for Juju?
Because Davey's Juju's guy.
the Juju thing's weird.
Yeah, I told you.
It's super.
Is it a
weird.
Millsaps thing? You guys think?
I don't know.
I think it's bullshit. What it is.
I think so too.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Um,
No, but I think that Tom was smart, but I just don't think he had the intensity for whatever reason. Like he just, even when even at the beginning of that main, when he was lashed on the back of Hayden, like he didn't have the intensity to go with him. Where like, what was it? Indy, like, dude,
Yeah.
the intensity was there the whole time.
VRM ride though to get third.
Whoops, look better.
Well, he is a VRM, so
Yep. Pierce Brown quietly fourth, just
How?
hanging.
Like what?
Didn't really go in the brown.
What is?
No, I don't know.
He
You
about
want
went
to talk
in the
about
brown,
you want to
though.
talk about Tiger changes stripes? Pierce Brown's right
I mean,
there
dude,
too.
like he's at that point, man. If he makes it through all of Supercross without hitting the deck, and he just continues to get fourth and fifth, it's like, well, I mean, yeah, he didn't win a title, but fuck it.
He might sneak into a podium
Pierce
championship
Brown's one of
bonus.
those weird people that could like win the Salt Lake City round or something, you know, because everybody else is like, oh.
If you look back 2 years ago when he was battling Jet at certain points, and you look at this and you go, I don't get it.
I don't understand it.
I like it though. Get through the season.
Oh, he's gonna have
Yeah.
to, man, because I don't feel like he's gonna be on that team for much longer.
Yeah. Max Anstey,
This man needs a fucking start in the main.
the best interviews ever. Well, you know, I got a rock stuck in the rear, and then I'm sorry, I didn't even think about the interview thing. I just came back to the truck. My bad.
He
I didn't
doesn't-
hear that part.
Yeah.
Dude, he needs to start in the main, man. He needs
Yeah.
to start
Yeah.
because he's got the speed to run up front.
Well, that's what they're really trying to figure out with the bike, right?
Yeah, that's what Ricky said. Marty's not even home. He's just at the track trying to figure out the bike for.
Do we think if he actually gets a start though that he wins?
I don't know.
I mean, dude, he showed. I mean, we know he's got the outright speed to do
How
it.
much money do you think Marty made to afford a house to live next to Ricky? That's impressive.
I'm not gonna go down the Martin.
gotta be a lot of
Davalos.
money.
I'm not gonna go down.
I bet he made a shitload of money.
I'm not talking about Martin Davalos. There's too many roads. That
I mean,
can
I
go
was just
down.
shocked when Ricky said they were neighbors.
Or maybe that's just Ricky being Ricky, and he does
Well,
not actually his
Ricky
neighbor.
still drives a '98 Toyota Tacoma, so maybe he lives kind of
Seriously?
frugal. Yeah.
Which is weird because Ricky used to spend money on certain things, and there's other things where it's just like,
What? Cocaine?
well, he used to do a lot of that.
Oh boy.
I'm not
And we're
going down this
canceled.
avenue.
Nope.
Yeah.
You got to stop doing stuff like that, man, because I just will like blurt stuff out.
I just talk.
I just talk,
I'm
and
a
then
knock.
I can get some good stuff out of this guy.
And then I
can't
think
I?
He's
about-
a knock.
and then I think about repercussions after the fact that it comes out of my mouth.
Whatever, dude. The guy like to have some parties.
I mean, not like Chad Reed.
I mean, it's pretty vocal about what
Okay,
Chad Reed
all right,
used to
so
do.
It's
anyway-
definitely not like either P Diddy.
All right. So
Easy.
Cody Shock.
Oh,
Cody-
Sergeant New. Thank God.
Cody Shock gets a 3-year deal.
Not on a 450 though.
Not a
Oh,
450. But that's
so does
okay.
that mean is J Mart done?
J Mart should
Yeah.
be done.
Like retires done?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I think he's gonna ride outdoors.
So funny story about these guys that all they know in life is motocross.
Now
Yeah.
Jet Reynolds comes back and gets
We
two
pulled
titles.
into. We were at a club, and this dude pulled in with this cherry like 396 Chevelle SS, like
Okay.
68, 69 or something.
Yeah.
Pulled up into the race shop. It's all concrete and stuff at club. So pulls in, and J Mart comes around the corner and was like, "Damn, dude, that's a sick Mustang."
Oh my god.
It's also like J-Mart when he was down at Gannon Audette's house, and they're just deciding to drag race F-150s down a narrow-ass road.
Yes.
In his
saw that
rapper,
too.
yeah, rapper.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
All right.
Anyway, no, that sucks if J Mart's done, but man, that dude, that
I
poor
mean,
guy.
dude, think about it, bro. It's going to be Phil and Marchbanks on 450s, and, you know, Cody Schock and Jet Reynolds getting those 2 titles on 250s.
It'll be very interesting to see where Cody Schock's trajectory goes, because this is the first time he's really had something solid and not had to worry about looking forward.
If he keeps riding
Yeah.
like this man's going to be a problem.
That's what I'm saying. I think
Yeah.
he could be a podium guy.
Because I tell you what, in that heat race, too, I fully believe he has another lap. He wins that heat race.
I mean, dude, he's like he's like a superhero. I mean, he breaks his collarbone and he's healed instantly. He could break his collarbone in the heat and still line up for the LCQ.
And
He's
outdoors,
the new, very Weston Pike-ish,
And-
getting off the island.
and outdoors, he's going to piss off a lot of people.
Do you think his contract was for more than $60,000
God,
a
I
year?
hope so.
I would hope.
I would
I
really
figured
hope.
if he signed it, he was getting his money back.
Probably.
That would be some shit. If he didn't, it's 35.
Yeah.
You fucks.
Over 3 years.
Brood. No, man, he's going to cause some problems in outdoors. in the
Yeah.
250
He's going to
class.
shock some people.
He's going to
Shocker.
shock some people. This is going to be like a Gavin Graysick thing all over again. And then they're going to be like, that bike's cheating. And everybody's like, what's in your motor?
Uh-huh.
I got the handlebars off that bike.
I don't care.
So
No, I was going to ask, I had one more question that I haven't
Yeah.
get a shot. How many star dudes do you think he beats outdoors?
Romano,
I don't know. I can't think of all 57 of them right
Bennett,
Romano, Beddick, Smith,
defi-
Thrasher, Lopes. Nobody knows what Lopes is doing.
who?
Lopes.
Oh, he's on that team.
And Styles.
There's another guy that I'm missing.
now.
Styles?
Lopes isn't riding outdoors.
That's what I mean. Like he's not there. Styles.
Styles.
I'll be honest
alive?
with you. Styles might not be alive. I'll be honest with you. I think Romano might be the only dude that Shock doesn't beat. I think outside of that, I think Shock beats every one of the star dudes. Which you know how I'm pissed off. Well, I guess he got Deegan too. He's not going to beat Deegan.
Well, Bobby will just come over and sign him.
Yeah, he'd just be like, yeah, I'll
Son,
loop you.
here's what I'd like
he signed.
to do.
He signed a contract. In that contract, he can't go.
You want to bet? Do you think
Yeah.
that bothers Bobby Reagan?
Yeah, but I bet you Club learned their lesson
Club
too.
might have learned their lesson.
Well, that's
bro.
probably a thing
Brandon
too.
is a smart dude.
Brandon will literally just like stand in front of him, and be like, "Don't even look at him."
Yeah,
Don't
Brandon
fucking-
is a
don't
very
fucking
smart
look at
guy.
him.
Look,
And Mike
that-
Minacci.
well, that's fine, but here's what I'm saying is Bobby Reagan is notorious for this, and he doesn't care. He's just like, yeah, well, just tell them we'll pay off whatever they want. It's
Look at
fine.
the Justin Cooper thing.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, Daniel Blair was talking about it, about how aggressive they are, of like literally standing outside their tent at amateur races and talking to kids outside the KTM
Oh,
tent.
I witnessed that with Mitchell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, honestly, outside of Deegan and Romano, like Shock might beat everyone on that start.
No,
I think you. I
won't
think you
surprise
will.
me either.
Cool. Good for him, man.
Yeah.
I think
Good for him,
I think
bro.
it's an awesome
I think so too.
awesome
It's a
deal.
shocking story.
It's a shocking story. Speaking of star, so Dax is 7th.
Not bad.
Okay,
Rookie,
Jalik.
it's a rookie year. I give it to him.
Yeah,
Jalik.
Jalik 8. Dax looks good too.
He
like
does.
Dax is pushing pace.
He's good.
So.
He's good.
Jalik 8.
Kind of where
He didn't look
Jalik.
very good on that bike last
Hey,
night.
you know what I didn't think about? Little Red Dog wasn't there again yesterday. Weird. This is so weird how
probably
that
won't be outdoors
experiment's
either.
not
Hey,
working.
did you guys catch that hilarious video of Mike Brown hole shotting Jalik's bike?
No.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. So there's this guy down there at the Triumph track. Must have been like making excuses or something. And Mike Brown was on Jalik's bike, like David Villeman style, just street clothes.
Yes,
They
perfect.
dropped the gate, and dude put 2 bikes on him like 60 yards out.
That's awesome.
Dude, honestly, outside of
And then looks back at him, and they slow-mo, and he's like,
Have you seen that video of that mom hole shotting all those kids on like 85s or whatever?
Yeah.
In street clothes? That's pretty funny too.
outside of the failed experience that is Red Dog, Little Red Dog, dude, if you talk about just Jalik being consistent and then what they're doing over in the GPs with McClellan and
Yeah.
Harrop, dude, that Triumph team, man,
McCollum
is
and Harrop are fucking ripping.
Yeah, dude, that bike is good, man.
Yeah.
That bike is legitimately good.
I'm trying to test ride one.
Yeah,
Speaking of which,
a
I
what
got
bike?
a Triumph.
just a stock.
I know a dealer that's going to have some demos. I'd like to ride it, too.
Sweet. Can you get it for demo day and I'll come out and do
Just
it too?
kidding. I'm not going to be able to ride it.
You don't have to be on camera. You can ride it off camera.
Oh, for sure.
Just a stock.
But I'll ride it on camera. Like, tell them we'll demo it, and I'll ride it on camera.
Just a stock one.
Hang on.
Yeah.
I want to show you boys this video real quick.
boy.
I want to hear you guys laugh.
I can really see it through the back of the phone.
Watch this.
Translucent phones are great.
Watch this. Look at this bike go.
Great radio. Super great radio. I've heard the Triumphs are super solid. I've talked to people that have rode them.
I think that was Jackson Gray.
Let's see here.
That guy's Jalik. So anybody go to Jalik Soul's Instagram. Check out this very David Villeman-ish start.
Great
Watch
idea.
this. Look at that bike go, though.
Wow.
And there's the cherry right there.
That's awesome.
That's an awesome video, isn't it?
That is awesome.
So everybody go check out Jalik's.
Was it Jalik that was saying the bike wasn't good?
I don't know. It
Gotta hope
says
not, because now we're going back down the road again.
it says
Don't
after
say
Moto.
it. Shut up. Shut up.
After Motos, Browntown decided to make a statement.
Browntown.
That is not. That is not.
That's a good
That is-
one.
that
We
is-
should call him Browntown
No,
from now on.
that is not.
All right. Michigan's own Marshall Welton, 9th. Really good ride for him.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
Had to push start the bike. They were
That's what
having
happens.
electrical issues or something. No, some other issue. What did he tell me? No, it wasn't electrical. It was something else. He said it in the poster. Anyway, there were issues. Had to push start the bike and hope he didn't stall it in the main.
God, you love those Yamahas, man.
Yep. Henry Miller, 10th. God, Henry Miller.
Dude, Henry Miller's just
Just
doing
top
Henry Miller
10,
things,
dude.
man. Between
Somebody
God, I wish
sign
I had
him.
Paul Fantasy. It'd be
between
great.
him and Jeremy Hand, man.
Do you think we can ixnay the Jet Reynolds contract and put him on that club bike?
That'd be
Or-
great.
Be sweet.
I mean,
I
dude,
mean,
but it's got to be a
he-
450.
Wait, is Jet Reynolds still alive? What's
He's
going on?
closer to getting top 10s.
I mean, he doesn't.
Or he's closer to getting 2 titles. Let's put it that way.
Dude, 2 titles.
2 titles,
Two titles, bro. 2 titles.
Nick Romano, 11th.
He was good there for a while.
You want to text him and see what he thought of his night last night? While we're on the show.
Honestly, Nick
No,
Romano.
I'm telling somebody to ask Brandon if Jet is still alive.
Nick Romano just needs gate drops, man.
Rigsby.
That's his thing. Romano just needs gate drops.
Yeah. Chance Hymas won a heat. That
Dude,
was good.
When he hits the fade goes.
The fade
mad.
goes hard.
Oh my god.
Fade goes hard.
And that interview on the podium of the heat race, I was like, oh, Chance, just stop talking. Like, dude, you
What'd
are.
he say?
No, it's not what he said. It's just.
Was he puffing?
Yeah.
Look, I'm not really a homer for fly gear usually, but that blue stuff looked pretty good.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, it looks good too when you got good technique.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I think he's going to be.
And
Yeah.
12th in the main.
I mean, yeah.
Once
and
he gets
and
fully healthy, I think he's going to be entitled.
Anywhere, I mean, dude, he was supposed to be one of the next big things. Like, he's good. Like, and he worked his way through, and then he went down. So
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Preston Baseflug, 13th.
Surprised
Pick up
he's
some of
making
that
names.
baseflug.co merch yet?
he has
No.
Has merch.
Base fluke.
I don't know, something. I can't remember. But yeah, he has
Somebody
merch.
released some merch the other day, and it's fucking dog water.
Speaking
Maybe it was
of-
Cooper Webb.
Speaking of
Yeah,
It's
Webb
ugly,
did.
dude.
I
speaking
don't
of people
know.
with name Preston, off topic, Preston Kilroy apparently got an offer to go ride a 450 in Canada.
Well, that's cool.
Good for him, dude. He's solid outdoors.
Only wears a Layat too. It's weird. Not a lot of
Trevor
people do
Trevor
that.
Collip, 14th. Casey
He was-
Cochran makes his pro. Oh, go ahead, Trevor Collip.
Collip was up front in that heat.
Yeah.
Them boys.
Yep.
He's also one of Tyler Bowers. I think trains him.
Does he?
Oh, really?
which
Poor
is
guy.
weird.
In between racing the Indian Supercross series.
Right? What is up with that? That whole series is weird.
There's a lot of money in India, dude.
Well, yeah.
There's a lot of people, and there's a lot of money in motorcycles in India.
lot of
That's what that
That's gonna.
Who's running that series of
Tyler
that?
That series actually could take off.
It could because there's a lot of money there.
They approached a lot of dudes, from what I understand.
Man, I mean, when you sports wash too.
He's racing over there?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. He's winning. Well, no, there was times where he wasn't even winning though against some random dude.
I mean, the tracks are a little weird in some of them, but some of them are like legit. So
the bear get you.
yeah.
The bear.
Casey Cochran, first pro race, 15th.
I mean, it was.
I hope they don't do the Talon Hawkins mentality.
No, he's
to
got
him.
a 2-year contract, dude. It's fine.
Yeah, Talon Hawkins.
He's got a
probably
2-year
thought he had a
contract.
2-year
It's
contract,
fine.
too.
He'll be here next year. This is his throwaway year. Didn't you hear him say that on the broadcast? And what I mean by throwaway is at the end of the year, they'll throw away his contract and him.
Oh, wait.
Because Huskies, I don't know what they're
Stupid.
doing.
And he'll just go to AU.
Nobody knows
Yeah.
what Husky's doing. Husky doesn't know what Husky's doing.
I mean, the problem is here we go. We don't have a direct path on how to get to pros, so we've been kind of racing futures, kind of racing amateur events, kind of racing more futures, kind of racing other amateur events, and then by the time we get to where we're getting to pros, we're getting like 6th place in futures because we've gotten hurt or burned out or whatever the hell you want to say, and now we go pro, and now we're just washed up already.
All I know is if I was anybody in Landon Gibson's corner, I would say keep that Husky ride for as long as possible in amateur, go win some titles, and then right before you go pro, sign with Star Yamaha.
There you go. Bingo.
Go the Thrasher route.
Don't sign with Rockstar Husky.
All right. Bryce Shelley, 16th.
God, he's a fucking ginormous kid on a 250F.
Gage Linville, 17th.
Mm-hmm.
Luca Marsalisi, the Hitman, 18th.
The Hitman.
Vincent Lahovey, 19th.
I didn't know he made it.
Logan Leitzel, 20th.
That's pretty impressive, too. He doesn't make a lot of mains.
Thomas Welch, 21st.
I think that was his first one ever.
And
Thomas Welch. So I was looking back at some videos of us in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And right before track walk, we were talking about this dude that was literally there by himself, and it was Thomas Welch.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And Seth Hamaker, 22nd.
Rough.
Yeah, what? Yeah, he's hitting the ground a lot, but at least he's staying together.
Well, and I mean, he also got his bike stuck in the mud.
That was funny.
There was a lot of people.
Dude, everybody was doing it.
How about the dude before that in C practice that got stuck in the mud himself?
And then a track worker gets stuck in the mud.
that was David Pulley.
Yes.
Ripper.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, because I saw the OnlyFans. I was
Yeah.
like, of course it is. I was
Yeah.
like,
So
Cole's
his
probably
bike's
laughing
stuck.
right now.
Then he's stuck. I'm like,
This dumb mud. And he couldn't get out.
no.
And I was like,
They had to
of
go
course,
dig him
of
out.
course this guy's in it just for content. He just got some good content.
Yeah, that was great.
He
So,
definitely didn't get the jacket off.
anybody else got anything for 250 class?
Who wins East West shoot? What's the podium next week? East West shootout.
Great question.
You want order or just riders?
Just tell me who your top three is in the East West shootout. It doesn't have to be
In any order.
Kitchen, Deegan, Schmoda.
Okay.
Kitchen, Deacon. Fuck. I don't know. Because you got Wreck-It Ralph, you got it.
Who the fuck is Wreck-It Ralph?
RJ.
Oh, I'm like, what?
Wreck-It Ralph. That's
Jordan Smith. Damn it, dude. I guess I'll give it to McAdoo.
Honestly, man, I'm gonna go all West shutout. I'm gonna go Kitchen. Obviously, I think we're all on board that Levi's gonna win the race next week, right?
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be up there.
I think it's gonna be Levi,
That's what
RJ,
happens when you're getting
Schmoda.
the special sauce.
Yeah, I know, right? I think it's gonna be Levi, RJ, Schmoda.
You think RJ holds it together?
I mean, dude, he
East-West shootout, trying to show that he's got it, and
I mean, it's either gonna go really, really well or it's gonna go really, really
I think it's
bad.
gonna go really, really bad. To be honest,
I
with
mean,
you.
dude,
we'll
he doesn't
see.
have Jet, and he doesn't have Jet in there to torpedo at the end of the main. So
thank you.
I think just the West is faster than the East, man. There was a moment I was thinking the East maybe could hold up. This is not a knock on Deegan or Tom or McAdoo, but dude,
100% a knock on all of them,
Tom's my guy.
especially Deegan.
I don't have a problem with Deegan.
You fucking hate that.
You hate everybody, dude.
I like
Yeah,
Tom Viel.
you
What do you
do.
mean? I like Seth Hamaker.
Yeah, who do you like that didn't come from the GPs?
Seth Hamaker, Nate Thrasher, Nick Romano. Why are you being an asshole right
Losers.
now? You wish you were as fast as those guys.
No shit.
Yeah, so
I
shut
wish
your
I
I
mouth.
wouldn't be in this. I wouldn't be here talking to you guys if
Yeah.
you're making $300K a year racing dirt
Exactly.
I
bikes.
wish I was
Shut your
quarter
dirty
as
whore
fast as them.
Quarter?
Quarter.
Oh. Nah, I wish I was a quarter as fast as Jet.
All right. That's been a 250 race recap brought to you by our friends at 50 Grafx. Anything else you gentlemen want to talk about before the show's over?
4 rounds to go and Supercross is over with.
I know.
I'm kind of ready for outdoors.
This is
I'm
weird.
always ready for outdoors, but I'm not doing the shows with him this year outdoors.
Next week I'll have the schedule together.
What?
I'll have the schedule for outdoors.
Oh.
Rotating
we can-
co-host on
Yeah,
this show,
so we
too.
can sign up for stuff.
I already told him. He already knows this. I'm only doing a few outdoor
yeah,
rounds this year.
so that which is fine.
So he's trying to figure out which
But-
ones
but
that
I'm just-
rotate because you know
yeah.
I'm Supercross only.
Yeah,
too.
but I'm just gonna write out a schedule because I'm
Oh,
counting on
yeah.
him to do 1, maybe 2.
Are you actually going to do some outdoor?
You're down with Supercross only schedule now?
No, I'm doing like at most 3 outdoor rounds. Yeah.
So basically Supercross only.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm just doing more shit out like this summer. So
Damn.
Here's what I'm thinking. We can talk about this more off camera, though, is the SLC wrap up. We're also just going to talk outdoors in that show. So we
Oh,
might
like the
go
preview?
A little, yeah, so we might go
Okay.
a little longer because we'll just wrap up SLC and then we'll just do the outdoors. That way, off week, we can just be off.
I mean, let's be real.
I'll
Outside
release,
of,
but we'll just be off.
yeah, well, plus I think I'm gonna be at the drag strip that
That's
weekend.
totally fine.
Let's be real. Outside of if the points aren't crazy,
Yeah.
the
There's
SLC might
gonna
not,
be a whole bunch to talk about.
unless
is what
we
I figure,
go
so-
into the last round and outside of West, the championships
Yep.
are 1 point.
Yep. So anyway, yeah. So like I said, I'll have a schedule
cool.
ready next week because I'm gonna sign other people up too. So, but you two will get first dibs, and then I'll fill in from there. So, all right. Nothing else. You want to talk GPs for a second?
I mean, kind of what I told you before we got like Prado, like just on another
You
fucking
think
level.
Prado's gonna win every overall this year?
I don't know. Would he just lose one because his seat came off or something?
That was just a qualifying race.
Yeah.
I'm talking overalls because he went 3-1 is what Justin told me.
I don't know. All I saw was Jeremy Sewer's gear. Sweet. Renan, the fucking...
okay.
Prado's gonna
Beach
win.
stuff.
Prado's gonna win the 450 title.
Does Jeffrey win a race?
Yeah,
Let's just say a moto.
Yeah, he's definitely getting better. He's
Okay.
he's gonna win a few races. In 250s, man. Even after having a rough day, he salvaged a ride. Kyle Wolf is just.
Dude, what's America going to look like in 4 years?
I
when
heard-
you got
I heard he's
DeWolf,
coming-
the Coonins,
I was
all
gonna
of
say I
them.
heard DeWolf's coming next year.
So
Is what they're talking about.
DeWolf-
Now there's a pretty big
So where's he going?
DeWolf,
husky.
the Coonan brothers.
But I heard the Coonan brothers necessarily aren't coming next year.
They're
now.
not.
I've heard
2027,
26 or 27.
Where are they going, Honda?
I don't know.
I would love to see Lucas Coonan on a Honda.
That wouldn't surprise me though,
They're
because
just
if you
the
wait
second
till
wave of Lawrence.
if you wait till 26, let's face it, Joe's contract's up and Hymus's contract is up.
Yeah.
And right, you done?
Lucas
Good luck.
Coonan too is going to be a person that like they will be able to market the shit out of.
He's gonna be a problem.
He's going to be a problem. And
I think
then
he tucks the front wheel more than Sexton.
Maybe.
he also can literally beat anybody on a 250
He is
at any given fucking
super
time.
fast.
He like crashed a million times in Sardinia and still was going like 3 seconds faster than Kai.
The DeWolf experiment's gonna be interesting.
He's good though, man.
is.
He's really he's got good bike skills.
Yeah.
And the other person too, but I think this one is a long shot. People keep talking about Langenfelder because he's already spent time over here.
Yeah, I've heard him.
I think
on
that
and
one's
off.
the long shot, but he's another man. Like
When
another.
did he spent some time over here?
Yeah. Back when he was still in the EMX stuff, he came over, did Red Bull Straight Rhythm, and rode some Supercross.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, man, that'd be cool just because it'd be another German. I don't know if him and Kenny are friends.
Oh,
though.
we got a hot tweet from Bones, Isaac Gonzales. Any of the Moto Twitter ladies single?
There we go.
So,
That
any of
boy.
you ladies are single out there.
Putting it out.
But yeah, Prado, I just can't wait for him to come over here.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
Do we think that at that time that Anderson is not going to be his teammate?
Great question. It's up in the air right now, as far as I'm concerned.
He's just the only person on that.
Go
team.
watch our video. It'll tell you everything you need to know.
Yeah, okay.
Because we are Moto Media.
They're stealing our ideas.
They're stealing our ideas. All right. Thanks,
All right,
everybody,
man.
for tuning in. Thanks to our sponsors. Presented by 50 Grafx, Complete Racing Solutions, TLR Coatings Studios here, Flo Racing, Gutter Worx, Isaac Nelson Designs, and Holster Co. Thank y'all. Links in the description down below. Make sure to comment down below your thoughts on our thoughts. And we'll see everybody next week for Nashville.
Giggity.